away, and the ever-steady Styx point shall rot away your brain. Bad to the bones, bruise the fur, pick up in days on days, and the great sound covers Boba Fett that bad writing to slay. We are all damage of damage. We are all damage of damage. We are all damage. The qualified. The qualified. We are prepared.
I'm not prepared.
I was expecting the caroling one again, so it threw me off again. Caught me off guard. Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of The Qualified. I'm Jedi Johnson 22. Joined this week, as always, Styx Boy 73, the always steady, the ballbuster Brucifer, joesduelin, the architect. Dom is not here. He had a family had a passing in the family, so we wish him and Giggles the best as they
yes, very much so.
as they take care of that. So all the best to them. What's going on? What's going on this week? Seems like a short week. We were just doing this on Monday.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Quick turnaround.
Maybe we should do it twice a week.
No,
God,
not at all.
That was a lot, but it was fun. But it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
All right, big show tonight. I finally get to meet the great Mark Spears. He'll be popping in later. Looking forward to that. The fellas are going to rekindle their
Romance,
love affair with Mr. Spears. Yeah, he's a very popular guy right about now. So romance. Yeah. So looking forward to that. And he will be joining us whenever he's ready. But until then, we're going to try and squeeze in some things. Beginning with this. What the F, Guinness? The show where we take a look at some recent Guinness record attempts, or maybe they did it, maybe they didn't, and we say if we agree that it's worthwhile or not. And if an American is the one who did it, we say someone on the panel says what?
Screw it, Canada.
Canada. You guys did really good on Monday. You guys did really good. So I'm expecting a lot from you guys this week.
Like 4 days.
Yeah.
5.
All right. First of all, martial artists, plural, break dangerous record involving a cucumber chainsaw and a blindfold. As you can tell by the picture, a man lays down on his back, inserts a pickle into his mouth, Dom Tober style, and a man with a chainsaw starts slicing that cucumber down. And I guess however many slices they can get in a minute. Apparently they did 71 slices in a minute. So maybe size does matter in this case when it comes to your cucumber.
It always matters.
Always matters.
Always matters.
That's
if someone tells you otherwise, it's a lie.
Someone's been lying to me. So I don't know. This one is. I'm going to say what the hell on this one.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. I mean, the guy with the guy with the chainsaw. Fuck him. He ain't doing anything.
Canada didn't get the record, so I'm happy.
Yeah, Canada's really trying to pursue this one, though. I got a feeling Canada's going to want this one.
I guess my only question is, what does it matter if they're martial artists? He's only holding a chainsaw.
You got to have a steady hand, Styx. Got to be surgical with that chain. I don't know.
They could have thought he was a lumberjack.
I don't know. Yeah. No, you bring up a valid point.
I think they're just
bragging.
To go for that record.
I think you're right, Styx. I think they're just bragging that they're martial artists.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? So this is a top, 10 roundup of the odd 2024 Guinness Records of the Year. Some of these we have captured on the show. We've only been doing this for a couple of months. Some of them we have not. So the ones we have captured are in, I put the little ba-boom, ba-bam right next to it. We did not capture the fastest 10-meter skateboard by a cat. We did not capture that one. Bowsy, an American. He's an American. Suck it, Canada. Short-haired short-haired cat belonging to a Chinese man. So Mr. Jiao Tao showed off his shredding skills by skateboarding 10 meters, which is 38 feet for those that measure things the correct way. And he did it in just under 13 seconds. What do you think of that? The car bungee, that's lame. Some guy drove off a bridge in a car, bounced around a while. Who gives a
You know
shit?
how I feel about these people that have way too much time on their hands to do this.
How about this one? Some guy connected 30 gaming consoles to a single TV. What do you think about that?
Hey, somebody send Dom the StreamYard link.
What?
Yeah, he just asked for it. So
Somebody sent it to him. You know Dom's going to jump in here. And then we have the fastest motorized wheelbarrow. It's traveled up to almost 53 miles an hour. The only thing I took away from this one, who knew that's how you spell wheelbarrow? I had no idea.
I did.
I've been spelling it wrong forever.
It is
Me
wheelbarrow.
too.
It's not,
It is
it's not
wheelbarrow.
wheelbarrow. It's not like barrel, like
Wheelbarrow.
a barrel of fun.
It's a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, right. Color me embarrassed. Yeah, I did not know that.
I did
East
landscaping
Texas
for many
education.
years.
I'm from New York.
East
We don't,
Texas.
need, we don't need wheelbarrows. Just saying.
A parrot identified a lot of objects in 3 minutes, and some lady had a really big wig. And there you have it. The top 10 world records of 2024. We did have some Who Gives a Cares this week. A drone show's gingerbread house sets world record. I'm embarrassed to say that was in Texas. Ooh.
Yeah.
Suck it, Tennessee.
Was it a big house?
I had no idea. The picture there. I don't know if it's I'm embarrassed by it. Barbecue company. This is in Georgia. Barbecue company cooks up 655 pounds of wings.
Oh.
I don't care.
Suck it, Buffalo, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. Styx is on
Buffalo
it.
has terrible.
Suck it, Buffalo.
But this is not a world record. I did find this interesting. Lost lunchbox. You guys know I like lunchbox. I have a small lunchbox collection myself. Lost lunchbox found at Virginia school after 42 years. This happened. Young lady at the time lost her. Shut up, Dom. We're in the middle of something. Young lady lost her lunchbox 40 years ago, and they found it. Whoops. I've screwed it all up. Tom, you just threw me all off on this thing.
Sorry.
They found it 40 years later while doing plumbing maintenance, which makes me think, how long in between plumbing maintenance are you supposed to wait? Are you supposed to wait 40 years?
Yeah,
do
apparently a
plumbing
long
maintenance?
time.
You ain't fixing it.
Apparently a long time.
I don't know.
But okay, it looked like it was in pretty good shape. Too. So I assume they returned it, or at least tried to return it to that young lady who lost her Garfield lunchbox.
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff.
Yeah.
Heathcliff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it Heathcliff? My bad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It was.
Hey,
The
Look
better
who's
the
here.
better.
Hey.
The better
look
the
who's
better.
here. The man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, welcome.
What's going on, sir?
Hey, Mark.
I want to say something, but you and
Happy
Dom
holidays.
arrived together. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's carpool.
All I want to say is that the hell with that Heathcliff lunchbox. I'm here. So that makes me
Well, you have been called
Yeah.
an alley cat.
Yeah, we were
You
told
came
you
in
were
and
going to
just
be
threw
here,
everything off, Dom.
Yeah.
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 We were supposed to stay up there, but the in-laws wanted to come back. So
All right. Well, I hope your wife is doing well.
she's okay.
Oh, she's all right.
Mad at me. That's okay.
We love giggles.
Thanks for joining us, Mark.
We still love you, Dom.
We were going to do our little OLI and look at a couple comic books and then
Right.
get into the meat of it, if that's all right with you.
Sounds good, guys.
All right. Let's Jedi, you want to say
Over
hi
your
to some
ears.
people in the chat, and then we'll
Yeah, let's do that. GT Comic, first, second, and third again. This is 2 in a row. One more, and we will call it a streak.
call it turkey.
GT,
got the trifecta.
yeah, he
yes,
nailed
3 in
it.
a row is a turkey.
Call it turkey.
I don't know. This I think our thumbnail's been up a while, so he probably posted this like 2 days ago. Hello, Lisa. How you doing?
Yeah.
Lisa became a YouTube member.
She's a great lady. Lovely.
Lisa,
Welcome,
I don't
Lisa.
understand, has a collection of the kind of comics that me and Joe like to admire.
Yes.
Tommy
We like our
Longbox, normal
cheesecake.
schedule. A little bit. We like it just a bit.
She's a woman after my own heart.
Yeah.
What's going on, Tommy? Normal schedule. Yeah, we're back on the normal schedule after Monday's
After my
detour.
Friday power outage last week.
Yeah.
Jedi and Joe are both.
John's comics. John's comics with the kids. What color are their eyebrows this week, John's? All I want to know. What's going on? Tyson's. My vacation begins with the qualified. Ooh.
That's a bad way to start your vacation.
Ooh. Yeah. Hope it gets better.
I like the fact you put a helmet on Matt. That's fantastic.
A little early. What's going on? Terry, did we say hello to Terry already? Okay. That's the boss. Said hello to Lisa. We said hey to Tyson. Oh, here we go. I hear my microphone is making my voice a little deeper this week. So hello, Mama Bear.
It's the Navy man. You're in submarine mode today.
Hello, Mama Bear. Mama Bear saying hello. Timothy, what's going on? Timothy, glad you're with us. Gunslinger from the 773rd. Going on. JPabs, what's happening? And Mr. Spears has joined us.
Yeah.
JC Comics and Stuff.
JC.
Dave's Collection. BK is here. Hey, BK. What's going on?
There you go.
Kilted Corgi. Oh, I may have a favorite. I may have a new favorite. Hey, Matt, I may have a new favorite. And Anthony, what's going on, Anthony?
Jeez, man.
All right.
All right.
Glad everybody joined us. Glad to have Mark here. Get to it.
Yeah, we're gonna run through our quick little outside looking in, just 5 quick books here, stuff that didn't make the top 10, and let's do it.
Wow, that gets really loud every time.
Yeah, it's meant to wake you up. It's meant to bring you in.
I see that. Welcome back to the Outside Looking In, the books that were not hot enough for the top 10 show. First up, we have Nova #1. Volume is up. Prices around the same. That's anywhere between $40 and $75. A CGC 9.8s are going for $700 to $800. This is on the heels of Marvel developing a Nova series for Disney Plus.
No.
Yeah,
Richard
the heat
Ryder.
just like Christmas, the heat on this book comes once a year on some type of news.
Yeah.
Now that I know Sylvester Stallone didn't play him in Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know if I'm interested.
This book has been every time Guardians of the Galaxy came out. This book took off, and then when they mentioned that it was going to come out, it took off.
Yeah, they've been hyping a Nova show for a long time, and I guess they seem a little bit closer now. So we'll see old Dick Ryder out there soon enough.
Dick Ryder, good old Dick.
People been watching Dick Ryder all year for a show. So just saying.
Oh boy.
Gives them a good chance to bring in Sam at some point, and then add another to the roster of the Young Guns for that Young Adventure Champions crew. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, it might go somewhere. But next up, we have Marvel Point 1, #1, around a dozen sales, $10 to $20 average sales. CGC 9.8s are $100 to $110. If you can't afford Dick, you can always go with Sam.
There you go. I guess that works out.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that, Dom?
This is another book that is up and down.
Well, that's his name.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. This is, like I said, this is another one that's always kind of up and down. It's it always gets another bite at the apple with this book. So
Yeah, you can definitely see Marvel putting both Dick Ryder and Sam in the same show.
Just say Richard. Just say Richard. Make it sound a little bit more professional. Richard.
how about Rich? I'll just call him Rich Ryder.
There you go.
How about I just put Nightwing and Nova together and we have a couple of dicks on the screen? How's that? Next up.
Ever tell you I knew a guy for real named Richard Sweat? I told you this story already, right?
Oh no.
I went to school with a kid named Richard Head.
Yeah,
I don't know why someone's father would do that to him.
Yep.
But yeah,
I want to protest why this amazing piece of artwork is not in the top 10. Why is it on the outside?
Because you can't fit 11 Spears books into a top 10.
That's not how that works.
Mark, you keep outdoing yourself with every book. So something's got to stay around.
This book's sitting on the shelves a couple months ago. Nobody wants it. I even have a 9.8 CGC. I could not sell at all. I thought about
Sell it
giving
now.
away.
We got Headless Horseman Annual 2023. Only 2 sold this week. One for $50 and one for $60. I've seen people snatching these up left and right. Very hard to find.
There it is. My proof. My receipt.
Nice.
I had $100
Oh, wow,
on it, and no one would buy it.
I'm too.
You got it signed? How'd you find the guy to get that signed?
Exactly.
He lives in my neighborhood.
Did you have to get a witness to watch you sign it?
I was selling these for $100 and barely could get any of these away too.
Wow.
No one hardly wanted
What?
to. Yeah.
For $100? I'm going to tell you right now, Mark, I paid more than that for mine about 2 weeks ago.
This guy.
It would have been a lot funnier if you sent it to CGC and they said they couldn't authenticate the signature.
Exactly.
That would have been terrible. But yeah, I'll just tell you, I paid more than $100 for that. I'll just
Well, I sold it for less than the $100, probably to the guy that got it from you. So
I got it.
So,
He made a profit off me. That's all right.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's pretty vampy.
I love my vampies.
I know you do.
now this cover, a little tip because I know the artist. That cover was his first Dark Horse cover.
Oh wow!
But it was cover C, right? The first cover on that one was going to be the guy who does he does Count Crowley. I forget his name, Kurt something.
Oh, it's a great book.
And then the second artist was Mike Mignola, Hellboy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Then they said, sure, if you want to do a cover, because I was supposed to do some interiors for it, the Dave Dishmelchin story, but I didn't have time. So they got someone else to do that and said, hey, would you like to do a cover then? I said, sure. But what was weird was when it was solicited through Diamond, they didn't have any image of the cover, just the other two. So I think comic stores, they're going to Mark Spears cover. I have no idea who that is because the only covers I had released at that time were the four Spawns.
Yeah.
So they didn't order it. I don't know how many exist, but you got to think it was a blank image that they were ordering. So they were probably like, I'll get a few, maybe to see what it is.
It's not a heavily ordered book where stores would be like, I need 10 copies of each cover.
Right. And especially being an annual, and I think it was like $7.99. It was really high priced. So I bet hardly anybody got it.
They're looking for it now.
I got 2 copies laying around. I got one of them from Amazon.
I don't know. Well, Mark, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I'm a little sad to see this one on any list because I kind of really like it, and now I'm gonna have to take.
Jedi's gonna have to pay up for it now.
Don't worry, Jedi. I'll give you one of mine.
Charity.
What's up next on the old listy-roo?
We have DC Creature Commandos #1, the San Diego Comic-Con, limited to 500, selling for around $35. This is the only cover with the entire team from the animated show on the cover.
It's a good cover.
Yeah.
Is it a sideways cover?
Show.
Yeah.
Wraparound?
Wraparound. I think it's wraparound.
Wraparound. Okay.
No, it's sideways.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's
sideways?
landscape.
Oh, it is
Landscape.
I would have preferred a wraparound.
Yeah, I thought it was a wrap. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, wraparound
Except
or
for-
reach around.
I'll take either.
It's interesting because if it's ever displayed when you do a cover that's sideways, displayed at a comic book store, it's like they don't know how to display that. Do they put it up on its side? Or, of course, that was
put it on
Comic
the
Con
side.
exclusive, so it doesn't
Have you
matter.
ever done, Mark? Have you ever done a wraparound cover? Like,
I did for the Kickstarter. I haven't had one.
So-
Wait, we didn't release one.
I'm
We
just
released-
curious as an artist, when you do a wraparound cover, if a company says, "Hey, we want to do a wraparound cover, can you do it?" It seems to me like you have to be careful where or cognizant of where the staple's going to go, right?
Yeah, it's almost like doing connecting covers. But yeah, you try to make it in the middle, like where the Bride of Frankenstein is. You would kind of, if that was a wraparound, she would be hitting it really right there. So you would want to space
Kinda
that
close,
out
right?
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The
I see it.
wraparounds that I have tried to do in the past, I leave that space a little open to where it doesn't, you don't want anything to go down someone's face or really close to it or anything like that. I've always wanted to do a sideways cover like this. I'm just like, I don't know how they would display that in stores. Because I like that ratio.
They still do it the same way. They don't do it. They don't put them
on its side. I like that ratio. I'm telling you, because that's when I would do trading cards, right? Some of the cards were sideways like that. And it's a different approach to how you're doing things, because if everything is rectangular up and down like that, you're limited, especially with team groups like that. That's hard to do on a narrow
that gap in the middle.
So I
balance everything.
I don't know. I might do something like that eventually one day. I like that space.
I mean, I've been lobbying for like CGC or CBCS to do like landscape like this slabs.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be awesome, right?
Yes. Yes.
Honestly, if they started doing that, I think you would see more out there, more people trying to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
The most
People
famous one I know of is the what McFarlane and then Liefeld did his on X-Force. So there was Spider-Man and X-Force had the sideways cover. Even in the interiors were sideways. Very, very interesting. But that would be great if they did that.
Maybe it's just why I need another different size slab to find a place for it to fit.
Yeah, that's true. That would be like, oh man, that would be a pain to have to switch up. But
I bought one magazine slabbed, and I was like, that'll be the last time I ever buy one, because it's the biggest, most bulky thing. And I was like, I don't know where to even put this. I don't even know where this would fit.
Damn it. Yeah. Bend over and I'll show you.
They're huge. I mean, look how big it is. It's ridiculously huge.
We love hearing that. We love it.
But
Bruce loves it.
I'll take that off.
I wasn't going to pass up.
If you really don't want it.
Oh, I wasn't going to pass up a Gil Kane drawing Lee Marvin. That was wasn't going to miss that one in the world.
Yo, what's up, Lewis?
All right, moving on from this, we have Scarlet Witch #7, the Momoko, selling for cover price. There were 2 sales that were $8 and $28.
People love Jeff.
Jeff the Shark.
Jeff the Shark is selling.
Dude, my kids who don't even like comics were asking me, "Hey, Dad, can you go and get Jeff the Shark #1?" Because they've been playing Marvel Rivals, right? I've been playing it with them, and that Jeff the Shark is stealing the show on Rivals, man. He's just,
wow.
I bought a lot of the It's Jeff, because they will come out with like little one shots here and there all the time of It's Jeff. And I can't remember which one even came first, to tell you the truth. I just have them all sitting back there.
I'm going to have to
kind of
track
pop
one
up.
down.
People forget them. Yeah. There's
definitely Momoko getting a little bit of a rebound. She was in a little bit of a rut, but people were not liking some of her stuff about mid-year. So it's good to see her kind of rebounding. Always.
Yeah, she's had some good covers.
Not everyone.
I heard they were fighting over that Spawn cover.
Oh yeah. Well,
it was just fat guys just trying to get around each other.
We debate whether or not that's just some big dudes that caused one of them tripped and fell, and just a domino effect after that.
They just lack balance.
The same 2 dudes were fighting over a cheeseburger later. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, that book was hot. That's that Momoko's.
I like this cover though. I mean, she's had some head scratchers, but this is a good cover. I'm digging
Anytime she does an Usagi Yojimbo cover, I always like her stuff. She always seems to take the time with it. And she used to do some really cool Vampirella and Red Sonja covers as well, which were fun.
Yeah. I mean, the Usagi makes sense because it's it's a Japanese lore, so she probably does want to take her time with it, being a samurai. So
Ix, you're in a snownado. Am I reading
yeah,
that right?
I'm getting pounded right now with snow.
It's gonna be the
Pounded.
first time
Styx is-
that happened.
Make sure we clip that. Styx is getting pounded right
I'm
now.
getting pounded right now. Yes,
That's
make sure you
pounded.
I was in Boston this morning for a
Getting
funeral.
pounded?
It was crazy. The snow out there in
The
Boston.
snow has come down.
Yeah, it was
Oh
coming.
yeah. I miss the snow.
It was
I'll send
beautiful. It was beautiful, but it's
It was fun.
If anyone wants some, I'll send it to you.
Did you get into any fights with some Southies while you were up there, Don?
nothing. Went to a buffet and had some laughs. Just hey, listen,
Did you have a burger?
no burger.
No burger. How'd you not
Burger.
go and have a burger?
Didn't
Come
get a
on.
chance to.
He's been to Boston before, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so,
think me and Dom need our own show with our accent. With Dom and my accent, we'd rule we'll rule YouTube.
let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm all
We'll
ready.
talk Star Wars and Skeleton Crew and
Oh, definitely.
it work.
Hey,
So this
I
is
can turn my
the-
accent back on, Mark, if you want me to. I'll turn it on for you.
Hey, I'm sorry, Jedi. Don't be jealous, man.
We'll just call it
I
New
am
York
jealous.
Slice. New York Slice and
I
Grits.
want on the
That's what
show.
we'll call it.
Ladies, stop fighting, please.
I can turn on the old Texas accent if I need to.
All right. If you're interested in more of the outside looking in, or if you missed the top 10 on the CBSI Pete's website, head over to CBSI.com, check out Pete's write-up, or you can go over to Rennavision and watch the top 10 after this show. Don't do it now. We're still live. So back over to you.
All right, gents. I got a little bit now and later. Just 3 books came out this week, 3 that are coming out in the future to look for. This week, there was that Suspiria exclusive on Penthouse 6.
Oh, yeah.
Suspiria
Everybody wants
is back. She her covers are hitting hard, and people are looking for her work now. So her Penthouse cover for 6, her cover for Penthouse 1. She has a handful of covers coming out. A lot of old stuff back there to mine as well for her work, but she does some beautiful stuff. There was a Patrick Gleason web store variant for Ultimate Spider-Man 12, which I thought was very pretty. That slipped under my radar. I didn't know that one was out there this week. So, from his web store, you can get that either with trade dress or virgin variant as well.
Well, she doesn't look a virgin to me.
Well, you know what that looks
That's
like?
good.
It reminds me of the web. Remember the books that came out, Spider-Man with the web?
Yeah, Gleason did those. So this is same artist, but I kind of liked the feel of this one a little bit better than the webhead ones.
I like it.
It's almost
And
like cotton candy. The hair.
Yeah, the hair.
Oh yeah.
And somebody I love Jay Stevens and the variants that he's been doing on these epitaphs from the Abyss. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Oni bringing back the EC label and putting out these nice horror anthologies. And the Jay Stevens covers, the 1 in 10s, have just been banger after banger. They're a lot of fun. And they've been really cheap too. You can buy most of them under ratio, if you're out looking for them. So there's stuff that I pack away because I collect a lot of the Jay Stevens stuff. So it was some good little books. There wasn't that much this week that was out there, but these 3 were nice. For the 3 in the future, there is a Kickstarter that will be fulfilling in a few months, which is Countless Little Deaths. There are a lot of good covers in this from a handful of artists, but the Othala M cover was just beautiful. I loved it. Suspiria again, the Crow, they're putting out a new Crow series. And she has one of the covers on that as well. And as much as I shit on Akira homages all the time, I love Barbarella.
I'm surprised you put this on here, to be honest.
I love Barbarella. So
that's what I was oh my god about.
Yeah, I love Barbarella. And like I said, if that movie comes out and they actually make that movie with Sydney Sweeney as Barbarella, you kids are going to be looking for your Barbarella books.
Well, it's not kids. It's going to be you looking for those.
Yeah, exactly.
Books. Come on. Kids are going to look for
You've already
Barbarella.
got the Barbarella book.
I have my old Barbarella.
Is it going to have a
the
Pamela
old
Anderson?
First English printings.
Does your movie Dream have a Pamela Anderson cameo, or is it just?
No. And no Jane Fonda cameo either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the old original. But it's been in talks. So that's what we got.
Pushing kids out of the way. Get out of the way.
I think Jedi's thinking of Barbed Wire.
I thought she was in Barbarella too.
No, Jane Fonda was the original Barbarella in the movie.
You're thinking of Barbed Wire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Pamela Anderson's boobies.
Yeah, you're just thinking of Pamela Anderson.
All righty, now let's get into some coming attractions for Mark, and then we're going to get into some Kickstarter talk. But I figured give you a chance to talk about some of your upcoming covers that are not all monsters related. You're dipping your toes everywhere. Dynamite giving you a lot of stuff, man. DC,
you're diversifying,
a lot of good stuff. So figured we'd highlight some of the things that are coming if people want to get their hands on it nice and early. Big Barda, beautiful cover, Mr. Miracle, lovely.
I like Big Barda.
On DC. Yes. Gunslinger Spawn, can't go wrong with that. And the other side of the connecting cover for Action.
Yeah, that comes out next week, I guess.
Yeah.
And
then
the other two would be their January
releases. Yeah.
Yep.
I love the Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. That's we don't get a lot of Big Barda covers. So,
no, when they offered that to me, I was like, I don't know what DC versus Vampires is. I said I haven't never read it, and then they were like, so I was iffy, and then they said, hey, it would be a Big Barda cover and Mr. Miracle, and then I went, whoa, Mr. Miracle, that's on my list, and Big Barda, because I have like this list in my head of characters I want to do, and so I was like, but I said, what are you on the cover? And they said, whatever. And I was like, well, I have no idea what's going on. So give me issue 1 or something. And I read it. And I was like, okay, I understand what I can do here then, because I understood what like Mr. Miracle was wearing and snowing and all that. So come up with that. And I thought it would be that was actually me practicing my snow before I did Monster and the Wolf.
The Monster and the Wolf, yeah.
I was using it as a test to see if I could pull off the snow. Because, see, I even have that snow like all over her armor and stuff like that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I was
kicked.
Yep.
Nice.
That's a good one.
And the Gunslinger was actually supposed to be for issue 1, is what I was told when I did it. And then it was when number 1 was solicited, it wasn't for that. And then I was like, hey, I thought that was going to be a number 1 issue. And they're like, oh, well, no, we decided to go in a different direction. And then all of a sudden it ends up at number 2. So,
Hey, Mark, ask a question. So Tyson put it in the chat, and it's on my list of questions to ask you. I wasn't here, obviously, when you were on board the show last time, but I've said many times that your color palette is just, I love it. I love your color choices. It's like it's dark, but also bright colors, but it's dark at the same time somehow. Is that something that you just pick out? I mean, I just love these colors, or did something inspire you to use this palette, or because it really hits for me. I like it. I like it a lot, and I think a lot of people do.
I just studied. I remember I'm a big fan of Basil Gogos, who did the famous Monsters in Filmland covers back in the day. And so I studied his work because he had made them very colorful, because he had black and white images to reference. So he just made up the colors he wanted to. So studying that, and I always, when I started doing coloring stuff like my own stuff for sketch cards and things, using Copics, markers, watercolor, whatever I would use, I got to where I was like, wow, you can really change up an image, because I was so used to just penciling and inking something. And you would color it with markers, but you wouldn't really spend time. Like you would spend, maybe you'd have 2 blues. Well, I got to a point where I would have 10 blues, 10 reds, and I would blend everything. And I was like, wow, you can really do with skin tones. You can make Logan look really cool if you highlight the nose in a pinkish color when everything else is more of a, like pigskin color. And then I would do the chin and the ears, and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. So that got me more interested in colors. And when I had already started working with digital colors, when I was doing Marvel and DC statues, when I was doing concept art, and they had required me at that time, they said, hey, you're going to have to quit the marker stuff for this type of work for concept art. You had to, and this was back in 2006. They said, you've got to learn digital colors. So I started at that time. I wasn't really good at it, but that's been a long time ago. So I've had a lot of practice with digital color since then. And these, when I see these though, they're not how you see them, because they're CMYK now, and they're still neat looking. And this is how they'll print. This is exactly what they'll look like. But when I originally did them, there was an RGB, and they're really bright. They're really awesome looking.
Yeah.
Like the one, the Action Comics. Oh man, that purple in the background was popping. I was able now, because I've been doing this with a print for covers and for about a year now. The Gunslinger still has that pop to it, even though I think that's already been converted over, because I've figured out what prints well and what doesn't. So when you have purple, you have to add a little bit of more red to the purple, more pink. When you have green, you have to add more yellow to the green to get it to actually print correctly.
Print the right.
So there's things like that. People go, oh man, you use too much blue. And these are good references, because there's blue on the Action and blue on that. The one reason I use a lot of blue, a lot of people can't stand it. It's because blue prints the way that prints.
That's true.
It doesn't really change up as much. Green changes up a lot. Like I said, purple changes up a lot. Red kind of, and yellow, you have to kind of make sure. But so that's my thing. I wish it would print the way I originally do it, but usually now I'm almost done. Like I'm in the 3/4 done with my image. I take it, I copy it, open up a new project, paste it in there, turn it to CMYK, start finishing it up there, then take it back to the other and put the CMYK and RGB, so I know exactly how everything's going to look and everything. Because they had some problems at DC when they were trying to print my covers originally. The Brainiac female, if you remember that one, they could not figure it. They said this is going to look like, when they first accepted it, they said, oh, this looks great. When the guys went to print it, they said, this is horrible, because they had to change it to CMYK. And they said, can you go in there and fix this? So I spent a day fixing the colors. And then I said, hey, let me just go ahead and fix everything, because I don't want someone else having to go in there and try to tweak the colors. It won't be the same. So now I'm very self-conscious of how it'll print. I make sure before they get it what the colors are going to be in CMYK. I also used to send my covers in just JPEGs, a high res of that. Now everything's a TIFF when I send it in, so it's never been compressed. So because that can hurt colors as well.
That is kind of a question. How much of a pain in the ass is it to deal with? Because the technology is constantly changing.
Yeah.
With just doing digital art, it's constantly changing. like weekly, it's constantly changing. But then you're also at the whim of who you're submitting it to and how you have to submit it.
Yep.
And then you got that third hurdle of, well, it still has to print on paper, and the limitations there that you might have. That has to be a huge pain in the ass, because it's evolving every day.
Yeah, all those things are challenging. And like today, it was kind of weird, because solicits happened today, I guess. They came out everywhere.
Yeah.
I kept posting on social media because I'd see a new one popping up. And I
noticed as I was trying to put this deck together, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't post that much in a month. And I posted all that because it kept showing, somebody would write me and say, hey, this is being solicited now. This is being solicited. But what weird thing happened today was I noticed the DC, the racing cover. I'm like, that's not the cover I did, though. That's not the final one. And I look closer, my signature's not on it. And where I had fixed a hand, I didn't like the thumb looked more like another finger. It didn't look down enough to me. And I had fixed that and sent it in. And they used my draft that I sent in. So when you do these
for the solicit,
you send in a draft, right? Like all these right here, I would send them in. I'd say, it's very low quality. It's a JPEG. It's not saved really high or anything. And I say, is this okay? And usually 99.9% it's fine unless there's some kind of change. Rarely they'll be like, hey, can you change this because that character looks too much like this or something like that. But so they must have been in a crunch, all I can think of, and I hadn't uploaded it yet to their system. The way you upload it to this big thing, and someone said grab the draft and put it in there. And I mean,
it's because they know your name now, Mark. You could probably Xerox a picture of your ass and they'll put it up there for previews. But you're not getting any of those more headless horseman blank solicits.
No, I guess not. So that was weird, but it's this is solicits they do change between solicit and print, and so I'll make sure they get the right one to print. But it's funny though. It does seem like there's a crazy rush on getting my stuff out immediately right now. And
I saw the cover you were talking about, the Superman Flash running in the Discord today, and he was like, "Wait a minute." Then
wait a minute.
We got that one up in here in this deck. Don't worry.
I can see what you're talking about. The big difference you made just by adjusting a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of that, and it changed it. And I'm like, okay, but now usually those things can get fixed before print. But I had to, so I was flipping out thinking, whoa, have they sent this to the print? I don't even know. So you have to make sure, like, hey, man, make sure you print the right one because you don't want the other one printed. And that's not what, you wanted printed out there. But,
sometimes they'll give you the old, not final art. At least
with solicits, I mean, it is like a month or 2 months in advance before they go to print. So it usually gets fixed. But the fix won't happen. But with Dynamite, these were kind of rushed. All these 3 were done in November. I did all of them and the Thundercats, the Silverhawks, all that in November because they wanted to be able to get it out for solicits in December. So that was a rough time getting all these done because having a big workload like that is one thing, but I'm also very self-conscious of, I do not want to put out work where someone says, man, Mark phoned that in. Mark didn't do good on that one. Right. Which I've already have heard that before by some people. So I'm like, okay.
It's the internet.
Yeah, the internet. I have to stay off the internet. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, so you want to have good, high quality work, but time is your worst thing. They say that for like special effects artists, right? There's no bad special effects. There's just they had to abandon them early. Same thing.
I'm going to get to it, Terry.
Yeah. So but I was able to do these in the time that I was able to do them and go, okay, that's done. There's nothing else I could do to it. But one only, and I'm very proud of all 3 of them. I love them. The only one that is kind of funny to me, the Vampirilla one. I send that in, and I had the idea before I started it. I was like, yep, that's exactly the way I wanted it. It looks perfect, blah, blah, blah. I send it in, and the editor there goes, yeah, that looks really cool, these 8 guys. And I was like, dude, they're werewolves. And then I thought, wow, I did not convey that good enough. Like the apes. But and then I thought, hey, but he loved them as apes.
Was
So
it the same picture we're looking at now, or did you go back and tweak it? Is it
Oh
the
no,
same?
that's exactly that's.
Oh,
I never
that's-
did revise it. It's that.
No, that's no. I
Not
can-
an ape
those
at
are
all.
werewolves. Those are
I wanted
werewolves.
them
Come
to
on, they
look
gotta be
different
dummy.
than the werewolf that appears in my monsters. So I
Sure.
wanted to make them a little bit more animalistic werewolves, and I thought they worked. But hey, if they're ape guys, that works too. If that's what you think they are. So,
Next
Hey,
time-
Mark.
That's not the pair people are looking at on this cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they're
Hey, Mark,
cover, that's all that counts.
Mark, I try not to ask for special favors, but if you get one of these Vampirellas in a 9.8 that you want to sell for $100,
okay,
hook me up.
I'll
Shoot
keep
me a
you in
DM.
mind.
Yeah.
I will. I'll keep you in mind on that.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see
Oh,
him. I'm very happy to see
I
Miss
think,
Fury because I love Miss Fury.
I think Brewster was the first one in our chats to drop that Vampirella after it was released, and I fell out of my chair. I was like, "Holy shit!" This is it's coming out in 2025, or else it would be on my list tonight for sure. But god damn, this is
Well, I
love
that one.
this is a
That
great
was
cover.
that was the first one I did. I think the first cover I did for Dynamite on the list because they had to have it done at that certain time. I'm working on it. I had the vision, right? That's what you got to start with first, what you're going to do. And somebody had suggested that to me in my Discord. They said, because I was like, I don't know what to do on Vampire. I don't want to just do a pinup like everybody does those. And they were, I think someone said, man, you should have some werewolves. She's walking her werewolves. And I was like, okay. That hit me in the head. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
So
I know you like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So when I did it though, I'm 3/4 of the way done. I've already committed to all of it, and then I start looking at it, and I went, "Oh wait, the colors. Are people going to be upset about the colors?" So I had my wife look at it, and I said, "Does this look okay?" Because it's not a little very bright and everything. It's almost one tone with the red, and she goes, "No, that makes it pop more with the red." So I was like, I get worried about things like that because, just because I think it would look good that way, I'm thinking, but I trust myself on it and I just go, look, I'm going to do it. And with Dynamite, that's one of the best companies I've ever worked with. Mm-hmm. They go, do it the way you want to do it. And I've not had any problems like where they go, no, that don't look good. They just go, yeah, that's it.
One thing I did notice about the Vampirella is the little touch of color on her chin, which is I love that. That's great. That
and on her arm too. She has a little bit on her right arm. So I have a little bit there, and
I like when you do the heavy blue saturation, when you do the red eyes. I always love those covers. Those are some of my favorites on the Monsters books. So.
But yeah, that was one that with the Vampirella, I made sure would that show up. How would that look if it's when it's printed and everything? And that's exactly how it'll look. So, I could have went more vibrant with the color, but it wouldn't have shown in print. So, yeah, I think that with that Vampirella red logo, whoever chose that was brilliant because it makes it goes with the suit. And then I had thought, I didn't know where they was going to put the logo. They didn't really tell me. So I didn't know. So I saved some room at the top. It was probably a little bit taller. And then I had some at the bottom either way. So that worked.
It's Dynamite. So if you don't like the trade dress, I'm sure you can get it without.
Yeah.
Several other variants.
Yeah. Speaking of
that's the beauty of Dynamite. There's a little bit for everybody. You want to get the.
Speaking of that, Joe, there's a 1 in 20 virgin. This hits FOC on January 25th. So get those orders in for this cover before January 25th, guys.
Joe brings up a good point. I like the blue. Obviously, I love this one. But with Dynamite, you're probably going to get how many different background tints do you think you'll get with Dynamite, like they do with all of like Gorillas?
Yeah, on that, which is weird. They hadn't asked me about that one, but now when I turn them in, because I know that how their system works and they want to, you take one image and try to tweak it a couple different ways. I want to be the one to tweak it though. So I started doing it myself. So when I send something in, I send them 3 or 4 variations. I'll say, hey, this is the cover. Here's some variations you can pick. Like if you want to do these as something else. because what I do is I work on layers. So like Vampirilla right there and the werewolves, they're on a layer. So I could actually go back in there if Nick wants me to and remove the whole background, right? So you could have it be chrome and put a white background and that whole thing would be chrome. Or I could put a black background, or I could make that reddish in the background, whatever, you know, they would want to do. But so now when I do turn things in with Dynamite, I go ahead and try to go ahead and give them a few variants. But since that was my first one, I didn't do it to that one. But they might ask me to.
So another question before we move on from the Vampirella, because these guys will tell you, I like what I like. I don't always know when something is an homage or not. I don't have a lot of the history database that these guys do. I know you work, you do some homages and tributes. This is not an homage, is it? Is this an homage to anything, or is this?
Well, it's I saw Dom walking two werewolves one day. And I took a photo.
Those were ex-girlfriends.
It's not a what's really funny now, because no, it's not an homage, but people are saying a lot of my covers, they'll go, and this is an homage, and I'm like, no, it's not. I want to wear it. Maybe there's other that exist like that out there, but I didn't even think of it when I did it. The Monsters #1 issue, A cover, is the monsters looking down.
Yeah.
And everybody says that's the Boys homage, or that's the Straight Outta Compton homage, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's neither. I draw this thing and I draw that same image a couple of times on the trading cards, because I'm sitting there thinking from the victim's point of view, if he's looking up, wouldn't it be neat if all these monsters are surrounding him? So it wasn't even an homage to that. And and then when #2 was solicited, they Ken Spot had taken my ninja guy. His name is Dark Shadow. And they had said Monster Slayer on it. And I said, hey, no, you got that wrong. It's not Monster Slayer. That's Dark Shadow. Ken Spot writes Diamond, says, oops, we got it wrong. It's Dark Shadow. Diamond then thinks Dark Shadow. Oh, I bet it's an homage then to the old. So it says Dark Shadow homage on Diamond. And I'm sitting there going, and it was hilarious the week that came out when you'd watch people talk about it, like at cover price and stuff. Oh, this is an homage to Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
You can obviously see that
it's a
they never
ninja
seen
cut off a
that.
guy's head, and it's like, where is that
everyone.
going to be? You know, in Dark Shadows. But no,
Has Ken Spot built you that statue yet in their lobby?
Not yet. I'm still waiting.
Do you own 50% of the company yet?
Yeah. I don't even have a T-shirt.
And let's remember, character name is Death Shadow.
See, now that's interesting. I had forgot that. I made the trading cards last year. I made the name Death Shadow. When the comic comes out, I changed it to Dark Shadow. So that'll be rare and worth something one day, Bruce.
Bruce, you can retire a second time. There you go.
Yeah.
A second time.
I'm trying to go back to work. I'm trying to be assistant for Mark.
There you go.
Free of charge.
Yeah. I guess the closest I would call this an homage to is like if you watch Walking Dead, like Michonne and her zombies.
Yeah.
Kind of like inspired by.
That's really the only comparison that I would say.
Ghostbuster with Zool and the Hounds.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Oh, that's another one.
That's Zombie Prophet said that.
No, it's good. And I'm happy to, like I said, I'm always happy to see some Miss Fury out there. And it's nice to see the Hornet. A Space Ghost Johnny Quest crossover. That's one I never thought I would see happening.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't know they was calling it Space Quest either. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So I just did that one. They didn't even say anything about it. They just told me it's Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. And I was sitting there thinking, at first I was going to have his dad and Race and everybody. And I was like, nah, that it won't fit. So I just come up with that, and it wasn't working. It was doing okay until I added the pink mist, and I went, okay, now I hit it. Okay, it worked.
Terrigen mist.
So I love Bandit.
Oh yeah, Bandit. That's he worked out pretty good. So I liked it. I thought it would. I already have done #2 for that. That they're in actually the Space Ghost costumes. You know, that he gives the kids.
Cool.
So they're in that, and even Bandit has one. So
No,
that's
nice.
kind of neat. But yeah, I enjoy those. Those are kind of just fun little things because I remember watching Johnny Quest all the time and Space
Oh
Ghost.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Always
absolutely.
Let me just make an announcement before you move on. Please, if you are watching the content of this channel, enjoying it, please like, subscribe, leave comments, talk in the chat. If you're watching from the Discord group, please, thank you for coming. Subscribe, like, comment, and there will be a giveaway today. At the end of the show, there will be 5 winners today. So if you can, please type in the chat. Where is it? Wolf. Hashtag Wolf in the chat for a chance for one of 5 giveaways later in the show.
There you go.
There
Good
we go.
times. Everyone loves
Oh.
free stuff.
Mark, I do have another curiosity question.
Yep.
So on covers that you do, especially covers that are complex, I guess they have a lot of background, they have a lot of stuff going on. Do you ever insert any Easter eggs in there? Things that just are kind of hidden unless you look for them, things that mean something to you that you just kind of slip in there to just for, I mean, you know what an Easter egg is.
Yeah. I do. And I probably messed up by doing that because now everybody pays so much attention to my backgrounds. So when I'm lazy, somebody was asking the other day, there's a cover. Okay, you know Lobo, that cover where I put all kinds of
Oh, there's all kinds
there.
of fun stuff in there.
Okay, well, I did that. That took me like 2 to 3 weeks to do that cover. Okay, so I'm doing the Mary Jane homage cover, you know, the Campbell cover, right? And people were asking me last week, they said, man, what's on that windowsill in the background of that cover, Mark? Is it a plate? They couldn't see it. And they're like looking at it over at Cover Price and stuff. And they're asking about it. And I couldn't even remember. So I look at it and I went, oh man, that's just the windowsill. So I said that I must have done it bad. So that had to go back. Someone was getting another exclusive of that, like a second printing. So I had to fix it. I was like, man, that's but yeah, normally, okay, there's a Lobo cover out right now. That was Superwoman. Have y'all seen that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
On that one, there is because again, if I have more time, I like to do those things. Some of these I'm rushing through and I don't have time. But on that one, I did probably 2 weeks on that cover. And I even added, there's a coin. If you look close, it's supposed to be the Harvey Dent coin. I have $100 bills, like current ones, and I even have the old ones.
Cool.
On his motorcycle, you can see things that are etched in there, like little markings, and then it's like 4, and then it's got the crossover and 4 and crossover. That was how many DC covers I had done at that point. So I put Easter egg in there. So things like that I'll do sometimes. And I think even when I signed that, when I signed like one of the bills or something. So I'll do it on things if I have a lot of time. That one. If I have a lot of time to do it, if I'm rushing through it, I
do see it.
I hate that
right on the bill.
times, man. Backgrounds, whew, they kill me because there's just so much you have to do. That's why I like these. Look at these 3. There's hardly any.
I'm sorry. That Spawn 77 is just a badass cover. I'm not a Spawn collector. I just never have been. That's a goddamn badass cover.
Well, speaking of Spawn 77, okay, so now
you getting your story in there?
Yeah, the Spawn 77 has changed. It's me doing the whole thing. I'm writing it and I'm doing the artwork.
Jeepers.
So it's gonna be basically like if you like monsters, you're gonna like Spawn 77. Another thing is the Spawn 77 is not a hell spawn who comes back from hell. He is pretending to be a hell spawn. I'm saying this because Todd's already said it on audio somewhere. So I'm not going to get in trouble because I'll say, dude, boss, you've already said this. They already know.
Just in stone.
So he's actually, I would compare it to Batman. He's a guy with no powers wearing this suit going around causing some trouble, which I like better because I was telling Todd there was two problems with the Spawn 77 concept from the beginning. Was he doesn't look like Spawn. So why would that be? Why would he not have, why would he have yellow eyes and stuff like that? Two, why you're doing the exact same setup. You're having to deal with the devil. You're basically just doing the same thing over again.
Different time frame, yeah.
Yeah. So this was really neat. So me and Todd talked on the phone. We went over these different concepts for it. I spent Thanksgiving week writing it, send it in. He approved it. So right now we're going over the designs of some of the characters. I sent those in the first of this week, I think it was, and he's looking those over. Once he approves those, I'm starting right into the pages. So
so good thing out of this is if you're not necessarily a prior Spawn reader, this is a series you can just jump into. And
it'll be something. It's going to be in the Spawn universe. It will be have continuity and stuff like that, but you would never have to read a Spawn to understand it. We talked about movies, right, when we were on the phone, and he says, Mark, I like No Country for Old Men. I like Quentin Tarantino movies. I like The Godfather. And we went through movies like that. And he said, and I don't want to go to a movie and 10 minutes in, I know exactly what's going to happen. So that's what I took when I went and wrote it. I said, okay, I'm going to make it to where you have no idea what twists and turns I'm going to do. And I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's, I knocked it out of the park with the plot because I'm doing things that normal people wouldn't do. If you think of this, you're thinking, oh, I know what's going to happen. Nope. You have no idea. And
I know we all kind of go goo over the covers and stuff like that, but I always hear the passion in your voice when you're talking about something that you got to write in terms of a story and be able to tell a story. And that always seems to be where your real passion lies.
I
being
love
able to tell a
story.
And,
So I can't wait. There's also, even though that, I don't know, that probably will be used as a cover. I don't know. That was actually just concept art that I had done just for New York Comic Con. But we'll probably do a cover of it because a lot of people like it. But there's also going to be an appearance of the blue Spawn suit. If you've ever seen that, where it has the pink eyes instead of yellow and everything is blue, blue and black. That's actually how Todd originally did it. It was all blue and black with pink eyes. And then he recolored it and then changed it to what it is now when he pulled it out to put over an image. So it's gonna be cool. Can't wait.
So now that you're writing this, I guess a follow-up question for me is, when did you clone yourself? Because you're gonna need a lot more time to do this stuff.
Well, that's a problem. I've had to start turning down work. Cover work and stuff.
Sure.
And I'm going to, luckily it works out where Monsters 1 through 8 was already done. So that gave me a leeway to do this because normally, with the, as I don't want to say big success, but I guess I'll say as big success as Monsters
say that.
Yeah,
I'm going to continue it past 8, of course. I'd be stupid not to. So we're going to keep going with the story. Mm-hmm. And if that was going on right now, there's no way I could do something else. But and I had debated when I wasn't writing Spawn if I wanted to do it or not, because I was like, that'll take 6 months. I can just not do that, concentrate on Monsters, and have plenty of free time and stuff then. But when it got to be where I could write it, I was like, no, I got to do it. I got to tell the story. Yeah. So I'm hoping to have it done by June, everything done, all 6. So I don't know when they would come out, maybe even April, May. I don't know when. But I would go ahead and have, I don't know if it's going to be 5 or 6 issues because once he approves the designs, I'm going to go in there and lay out all the thumbnails for the panels. If it is 6, if I could get it done by June, I pick up then and start doing Monsters 9 and 10, which I've already started. And the only problem is I'm going to have to cut back cover work for other things. I've already talked to like Dynamite about that and talked to other companies that going to have to limit my time because, of what I got to do. But
hey, Mark, one thing, please. If it comes to you, the Zartan 5-issue limited series,
here we go.
Skybound, please don't refuse that.
Dom's going to be
I'll
pitching
right
you
now.
for the next several hours.
I got about a month. Skybound. I want to do a Dreadnoughts cover or a Cobra cover, or if I have to, G.I. Joe, fine, but I would like to do the bad guys. But please make it happen. I only got so much time before I have to start Spawn 77. Skybound, make it happen.
Hey,
Come
Mark,
on.
you mind if I ask you a question from the chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mark, are you happy with the way your cards were printed and produced?
The cards, yeah. I had to switch printers from the Halloween series to the series 2 that came out. But I was happy. I wish the box was a little bit thicker, the hobby box. But overall, I was happy. There was a mistake in series 2 with the numbering on, like 2 cards were switched on the numbering, but that was my fault and no one caught it. So I'm unhappy with that, but that was just me needing a proofreader or something on it. But I was happy with the cards. Everybody's asking me about that. When's the new cards? Whew, okay. Everything goes right. I am going to put some new cards out. I'm going to have to hire me some people, but I am going to.
What I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to get some cards out October or September or August of 2025. Hopefully it'll be Halloween edition, Mark Spears Monsters 2025 that'll be released. It's going to have all the artwork I've already done for the comic covers. So we're talking about 70 cards right there, right? From the Kickstarter to the others. And then, they won't have any trade dress or anything. It'll just be the covers. And then I already had some artwork I had already worked on. I had a folder called New Cards, and I had already put like 10 new ones in there that I was working on months ago. So I'll find some time to do a couple of monster cards and stuff like that too. And we'll get that out there because the cards are what started it all. And I don't want to forget that audience. And I love the cards. I think they're a great companion piece to the monsters. Even on issue 5, we've already talked about, because it hadn't been solicited yet, we're going to get polybagged issues where it's going to have a trading card inside. So I got to get the art done for that.
Any
and then when we found out we could do a polybag, we was like, we're going to do a 3D cover. Like I told you guys, when we talked about the glasses before. So we're going to have the glasses come inside the polybag of Mark Spears Monsters 5. So it'll have a 3D cover. You can get that. You can get the trading card cover. And then it'll have a few other, just normal covers on it. So I was excited because I love those kind of things that I got, from the early 90s or maybe even the 80s for the 3D glasses. So real excited about that. But I tell you, it does seem, now that I'm thinking about it, it's very daunting. It's a lot of work. But here's the thing. If I was a millionaire, I would do the exact same thing because this is the funnest stuff I've ever done in my life. You're getting the right spawn. You're getting the right monsters. You're getting to make trading cards. You're getting to make 3D glasses and 3D covers. I mean, it's the dream. So I can't complain at all. I'm happy.
It's an action figure. Yeah.
What'd you say, Don?
Action figures.
Oh, action figures.
Actually,
I'll put this out there because you never know. Maybe it'll just speak into existence. I did ask Todd about the action figures in the last email I sent him. So who knows? Cross your fingers.
We have a question from Zombie Prophet from the Discord. I have a question for Mark. How does it feel seeing some of the prices paid for your work in the aftermarket?
Do you pay attention to that, Mark? You pay attention to that?
Discord they'll show me some. I don't go on eBay and look anymore. Right when Monsters first hit, I was like, oh wow, the Bride is selling for $40, and I thought that was amazing. Yeah, I don't really look at it now because one, I don't make any money off the aftermarket. So a lot of people think I do though for some reason.
I hope they're giving you a few more allocations though for some of these covers.
Well, I remember someone had wrote me, one of my friends, and sent me a text or a tweet or something, and a guy sitting there going, Mark Spears is manipulating the market. And I'm sitting there going, man, you've arrived when they think you're manipulating it. And I'm like, how am I manipulating the market? But it's great. I love it because if fans can go, hey, I enjoyed the comic. I'm hoping they read it, but they don't have. They can collect the cover, whatever they like.
Mm-hmm.
But if they enjoy getting it, and then it's actually worth something to them too, if they wanted to sell it, that's great. That's the perfect experience then, because then it puts a value to it. Now, I know it's not going to last, and the because it's a supply demand issue, right? There's not enough supply out there for the demand. Eventually, it'll catch up with the regular issues. But now with the special incentives, it'll always be a supply demand issue. But with the man, it's just crazy. Somebody was telling me, they said, Mark, somebody can walk into a store and buy an issue like 1 or 2 when it was on the shelves, take it home and triple their money. That don't happen. And I was like, yeah, that's really weird. And people were selling the Kickstarter versions for like $500, $700. And I was like, hey, that's fine. They paid me. I don't, if they're worth it, let them get that money, because they supported me when I needed the support to create this project. So I'm all for it. If you can make money on the monsters, man, do it. That's great. And I want to keep the print runs low on things and everything, just to help, people who collect like that. I love that KinSpot puts on every issue on the back or the inside back. They'll put how many are printed of each one. I love that. I want transparency. I don't want the Ken Griffey Jr. card thing where, where they're thinking, oh man, these are worth a lot, and then we just keep printing them up or something. So I love it. I don't know how long it'll go. What was strange to me, honestly, and this is the truth. When I got hired on the Dynamite, I felt bad. I was telling my wife, I said, okay, they hired me over here because they think I could turn in Thundercats and make it worth something in the aftermarket. I said, I know that's what's going on. I mean, that's the truth. And I said, I don't think I can do that. I said, my books, if that's the case, why wouldn't my other books be up, right? Like my Spawn books or, all these other titles I've done in the last couple of months. So I said, I feel bad. And then so honestly, I was sitting there thinking, man, I hope something happens and Dynamite gets some kind of worth out of me doing these books. And just then Apex comes out and becomes a huge
That was a
book.
fun read as well.
Right out the gate, it was above.
And it was I remember Cover Price writing me, said that doesn't happen, that a Dynamite regular cover, like your normal cover, is worth $40, the same way it comes out.
Normally it's just perverts like me buying the
books. So that made me feel so great that I was able to help another title go up, right? So that's what you want. So it does mean that because honestly, I didn't know at that time, is it Monsters or is it me? Is it the Monsters title or is it my art that people are seeking? And I think it's a little bit of both. It's just maybe they followed it over there and said, hey, I found him on Monsters. Now I'm going to buy his Thundercats. I don't really know, but I'm grateful that there's an audience out there that likes my work.
I'll tell you what, Mark, man, I can tell you this story. Like I said, it's not the artwork too; it's the story as well. It's a bunch of things that are coming together that's making it a great sell, great read. The artwork's fantastic. So that's why everybody in this panel, they love this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were drawn to the art, but I think you're going to carry a lot of people with it as well, just because the story it pulls you in.
And you have a lot of people trying to play catch up to the early fans of yours, and your story of taking this long to hit it big in the comic industry is an inspiration to a lot of people, and people love an underdog story. So I think a lot of people are drawn to that.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a lot of people are like, where did this guy come from? And I'm like, dude, I've been here. No one was paying attention to me. I couldn't, man. I just couldn't get work. And now it's a blessing that, like I said, I'm getting so much work that I'm having to pick and choose. which look, you always have these dreams, and I always had a dream of doing my own comic, being in the comic industry was a dream.
Mhm.
I never even set my dreams as high as what's happening to me now. I never thought like, oh, well, I want to be, this popular, or I want to have it where I have to turn down work. No, that didn't even occur to me. I just wanted to basically make comic books and to just do that as a career. That was the dream. And now I'm getting to do that, and people are jumping on board, and it's humbling, man. I can't believe it. When I go somewhere like tonight, I went to do my last appearance at a store this year, and a guy tells me how he drove an hour just to be there, and I'm like, man, you drove in a car an hour to come here to see me?
You did a free signing at Haven.
Gas ain't cheap right now either.
Yeah,
Shout out to Haven Comics.
Yeah, at Haven Comics in Madison, Alabama. I went there, and it was a great group of people. Got to see them, and that was fun. And they were all there basically for Monsters. They loved the story and everything.
We were in the Discord chat talking about in DMs how can we get to that signing within an hour from where we live? It was impossible. We would try, but
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I'll tell you this, man. When you have the Todd Father calling you to do work, and you have McFarlane, man, one of the biggest guys out there in the industry now, that's something in its own, and you're doing a title for him. So that's the thing, it's amazing, and it's like we love, like I said, the underdog story, and great, we're happy for you, man. We're happy for it.
I appreciate it, man. And there is so many people rooting me on, man, and it's so humbling because I don't want to get too emotional, but it's great because it's almost like everybody wants me to succeed. And it's a little nervous, you're thinking, oh man, I got all these people behind me, kind of supporting me. But then I'm sitting there thinking they like me because of what I'm doing. All I got to do is keep doing what I'm doing, and I can
Keep
do
doing
that.
it. Hey, Mark, I hope you have more business, more opportunities than you can handle. But one thing, please don't ever turn down a Vampirella cover. I don't care how busy you get. Don't do it. I don't want to hear that.
Jedi will have several copies will be sold.
Well, what happened when Nick from Dynamite contacted me, he said, I want you to do a Vampirella cover, Mark. That was our first conversation. And I said, I've done that before. I said, I'm not really interested in doing that right now. And he goes, oh. And I said, but you do have Thundercats and Silverhawks. and then we waited a week. We talked again. And he goes, Mark, I really wanted you to do a Vampirella. It's going to be a Vampirella #1. In my mind, though, I'm thinking, but there's a Vampirella #1 every year.
It only goes like 4 or 5 issues, then it reboots.
He would have sold me if I knew that. I didn't know that it was a new #1, like a whole new thing. Yeah. So I'm sitting there going, I said, Nick, I've been thinking about it since we talked. And I love the character Vampirella. I used to draw her years ago all the time, just in my spare time. So I said, look, I'm not going to turn that down. I want to do that. And I appreciate it. Thank you. And he goes, well, Mark, because, you said that, he goes, I'm going to do you one better or two better. And he goes, because I said, but please keep that in mind. If you have later on a Silverhawks cover come open that I could do. And he said, you got it. You got a Silverhawks cover. And he goes, you got a Thundercats cover. And he goes, what else you want? Johnny Quest? You got a Johnny Quest cover. You want Green Hornet? So it's a great relationship over there. Love Nick to death. I can get to do characters I always want to do. Everybody was telling me today, man, they said, man, they got Herculoids. You should be doing that. I'm going to have to probably talk to them about that.
I want to see a Mark Spears Gloop and Gleep.
Another one of my favorite characters, if I could just be selfish, another one of my favorite characters that I think you would knock out of the park, especially with your color palette, is Ghost Rider. And I know it's Marvel, they're the big evil, etc., etc. Their
money is not evil.
Their money's good. Money's good.
Yep.
Well,
that's where we're at.
I did years ago when I did statue concept design back in 2006 to 2008. we did a Ghost Rider statue. It actually got made. So I did a concept art for Ghost Rider back then. I love drawing Ghost Rider back then. So yes, that would be an amazing thing to do, a Ghost Rider cover. My two favorite over at Marvel, and I'll just say that I have talked to Marvel in the last couple of days, and I said, I want Hulk and I want Spider-Man. I want one of those two. And that was my two biggest. But hey, if they threw Ghost Rider at me, I wouldn't throw it away. And it didn't work out right now. Maybe down the road there. Right now is a weird time because everybody's on vacation and stuff. They were saying, it's you can't get work right now because everybody's on vacation and on holidays and stuff. So, but maybe that's something that will happen. That's on my list, is to do a Hulk cover and a Spider-Man cover at one point in my career. So I will hopefully do something like that over there eventually. But
talk to us about the free comic book day.
Yeah, I was about to say, on that free comic book day that you're seeing there in the middle. Okay.
It's not an homage.
It's not an homage. This was actually the original cover that I'd come up with for Monsters, but the other one you could see, has like Jekyll and Bride in it. But this was my original cover I had come up with, and I didn't use it. I recolored it green because it was normally blue. It was actually the banner I had when I would go to cons. And this one, I decided because they were saying, hey, they picked us for free comic book day. We want to do it. And they said, but we need a cover. And they needed it like within a day or two. And I was like, man, I don't even know what the story's going to be. So they said, it'd be a safe bet. Just put all the monsters on it again. Cause that everybody would want that. And I said, okay. So I put all them on there. And I said, I'll put the VHS thing. I did that in a Kickstarter and people liked it and it looked kind of cool. So that's what we did. But inside, I'm working on the story was actually, I had almost done and it was going to be part of the Kickstarter, but I took it away because I didn't want to have to do a whole nother book. So it's a story that's going to be in it is, I don't know how many pages, like, from 10 to 20, I have to count them, how many I actually have, maybe 15 or so. It might be 20. But it's about the clown that I've done. I don't have a picture of the card here, but it's Mr. Fun E Bones, and he's a clown, and it's going to have his story in it, but it's what happens before Monsters #1. Slayer's going to be in it, and it's prior to those events. So it'll be a good pickup and good read. Because I figured there are a lot of people who never have read Monsters, never picked one up, and they'll pick that up. So I wanted to show out a little bit on it and do something kind of fun, and also to where they'd be like, "Hey, man, there he is. That's it." Yeah.
Oh shit!
That would have been the cover. It would have been the cover to that, but we did one I didn't know at that time. So maybe that'll be an exclusive or something cover. But he's in
comic book days for kids, Mark. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's another thing I was saying.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Asked them, I said, "Hey, how adult or kid friendly do I have to do these?" And they said, like PG-13. I said, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna put the clown in there." And the clown's gonna have he's gonna escort this little kid off into the woods.
Oh my god!
Nice.
And he goes, "Let me take you to Clown Town." I'm dead serious. This is part.
Oh my god!
And I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
You're gonna get some more eyes on Monsters.
We have just been demonetized by Mark Spears.
We're in Clown Town.
The more I'm thinking about it, that'll probably get people going, man, Monsters is creepy, man. But maybe it'll gain some new followers. Who knows?
No, you definitely will. You definitely will. Yeah.
You got the Slayer in there. You can't go wrong with the Slayer. Slayer going around. And I do want to point out one thing. Of all your covers, I hold this one true to my heart.
Oh, buddy.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
What was that, Dom?
There you go.
There he goes.
Yeah.
They had I thought about you the other day, Dom. They had wrote me about their shopping Monsters around with the people, I guess, Zero Gravity, whoever's over at King Spot, how they do that with media and stuff like that. I'm not really a part of that. They shop it around. They come to me and tell me what they found. But they were asking me, and they said, hey, some executives want to know, what do you see this as? Is this animation? Is this a TV series, or is this a movie? And I was sitting there, and I was thinking,
comic book.
Whatever you can make it, I'll take it.
But yeah, honestly, that was my thing. Is like whatever you want to turn it into, as long as you know you. But then I said it really could be anything. I said I love Invincible, but animation does narrow your audience, right? No matter what, there's only going to be so many people watching that. A live action series of monsters would be amazing, like on Netflix or somewhere like that. Right. And then a movie would be possible. You would just have to trim it, right? Trim down the story to the bare bones of it. But to see the Slayer in full costume, live action would be amazing. I think that would go over great. And then put in some good monster makeups for some of these monsters. I think would just would put it over the top.
Hammer House. Oh, Hammer House would be.
Nah, just have like the Slayer.
Yeah.
Like he's turned around, and there's some monsters in the back. He comes around and just pulls out his sword, heads right off.
Yeah,
Tom is very easily entertained.
Oh man, come on! I do. Listen, I love this shit, man.
I see in the chat that somebody said you did Judge Dredd.
Judge
Dredd.
I did a picture
on
of
your
Judge
site,
Dredd years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
years and years ago. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay.
I did that back in 19 or 18, something like that.
Beautiful cover.
Oh, that's bad. Wow.
Love Dredd. And again, you still got multiple printings of number one and number two, so people will get multiple bites of the apple if they want to go back. Yeah,
second printing. And someone had suggested that cover because it was the black. That's the black and white interior. So I just changed up a little bit, tilted it, added a little bit more blood, and said, okay, how about that as a cover? And it really goes with the Monsters logo the way I did it. So I thought, it really works.
And that's Vlad then Paler's head right there, just in case people didn't know.
Vlad Tepes.
I know people seem to be mixed on that. I love the black and white.
Yes,
I dig them. I think they're badass.
That's why I did it with as an incentive. I thought some people might like it. It's hard to do that as a regular cover because I think some people would be like, "Why am I, paying for this?" So didn't do it that way. But I liked it. I thought, hey, this gives you a glimpse of me doing black and white inking work. So I thought people would like that.
And you got number 3 coming out, what, January 20?
Toward the end of January. We just we just sent it to the printer today, and I read it and I thought it's pretty good. Which I like the other 2.
It's pretty good,
but 3 is even better because it was a weird structure when I wrote this. But because the Ashkin, if y'all looked through the Ashkin that I sent you, those were the first pages. Those actually show up in 3. So really 3 was where it was going to be kicked off at. But when I first thought of this story, but then I was like, I moved some pieces around, like the Dracula flashback was going to be in a later issue and things like that. So 1 and 2 is setting up things. It's all about placing all the chess pieces on the chessboard. Number 3, it's more of a
everything's coming together.
I would say linear story, like those pages, like you saw in the Asking, like 9 pages or so of just the Slayer fighting that guy is in this. So you get to see more pages without cutting away.
So you're starting to A-team it for 3 and 4. You love it when a plan comes together.
Oh yeah. The 3 and 4, number 4 is to me the best issue of the first 4, but 3's pretty good. But I think this is when hopefully, since so many of it was ordered of number 3, people will read it, stick around, see what number 4 is about. When the kids start going on their adventure, that's when it kicks into high gear to me. And they talk about going on it in 3 and 4, they actually start doing it. So it's kind of like what's that movie Stephen King did about the kids?
Stand by Me.
Stand by Me.
Yeah. It's like that with a little bit of Goonies, a little bit of Monster Squad. and they kind of tie things in together. But you still have the detectives investigating what they're doing. You've got the Overmen and the terrorist group still going on, and then you still got Dracula doing his Dracula things. So
it's pretty cool. Outside of the story itself, I've seen some numbers reported that the orders on 3 are 200+% over the orders on 2. So you're still breaking the rules.
I think
the
pre-order for number 3 was about 40,000.
Yeah, 42,000 with the exclusives and everything. Diamond's order alone was 37 something.
Mm-hmm.
So we broke records. We broke records from 1 to 2 by having a 29% increase. And then from 2 to 3 with a 200 and whatever it was.
He said, "Fuck those records."
And, dude, which was crazy. That we're up there with. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Like Walking Dead didn't hit that for like 80 issues, and they didn't get that high at that time.
It took 8 years for Walking Dead to hit 30,000 copies for a single.
And we did it in a couple of months. And then
I'm telling you, I can't wait because I'm scratching like Tyrone and Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And I swear, I gotta read it. I gotta read it.
But
I Invincible over 100 issues to reach 30,000 for a single copy.
And it's and I kept hearing this when it came out. Oh, the only reason this is doing good is because it's Halloween season and it's going to. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, just wait. And then I keep hearing it's a cover book. It's a cover buy. It's not an interior book. Don't read it. And then so it people are going to say what they say, and that's why I've stopped. I've only watched shows I know. I can't watch anything else anymore on YouTube about comics. I can't read anything about comics because it just messes with me. I'm sitting there going, oh man, they hate this part, and I just can't do it. But
people are gonna hate, man. People are gonna hate.
I mean, you're never gonna please everybody, right?
No.
So you just have to do it the way you want it done, and hope the majority will like it, right? And that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. The unfortunate part is some people do hate topic because they think it gets them clicks or gets them whatever.
Yeah, they do that.
True, whether they think it's true or not, that's
right.
what they're looking for. They're just looking for the clicks.
Yeah. And then there's that's the Ilsa cover number 3, which that's a pretty good one. I like it.
Yeah,
the shark one though, man. Everybody's talking about the shark, which the shark was not going to be in it because I were like, when I submitted it, I said, "There's no shark in the book though. Would that be okay?" And they said, "Oh, Mark, it doesn't matter." And I was like,
"Yeah."
Have you seen Marvel and DC covers?
Add pages. His name is Big Tooth. There was a trading card of him, and I had a whole story with him, and maybe he'll show up one day. He's a huge, big old shark.
But, I think,
yeah, he is.
I think what they know that we're learning, and Mark, you're probably learning it too, is the dark corner of this hobby called the completionist, which they're going to want to buy whatever you put out there. So they're just like, hey, there's no shark in the story. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's a metal cover.
They're gonna want it. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the third cover,
I love it.
That appears in the book, and I like that. I thought that would be cover A, but we went with the Frankenstein, which that scene was going to appear in the book. I started on the pages, and I was like, I just don't have time because of all this cover work. But that scene was supposed to be. Because not to spoil anything, but my Frankenstein doesn't come from electricity. I might have said that last time I was on here, but mine comes from like a formula stuff of how he reanimated tissue. But I was like, I like the electricity thing, and I was going to have Igor frying his brain so he would be more, compatible. Like he would just do what they're saying. So he was just going to give him electric shock therapy.
I'm gonna have to try that on Dom because he's so riley.
You can't do that. Mark he added to Dom's literacy. Dom can read now.
Oh, okay.
I know.
And you want to lobotomize him.
All those years of Hooked on Phonics did nothing, and Mark came out of nowhere, and now
Bruce of Fire has on his channel. He released about a week ago or something. Didn't you, Bruce? You re-uploaded the Mark Spears special or something you had back in the Spotlight from what, July maybe? June, maybe.
Yeah, I had that.
And
I had that one.
Dom is on that. And Dom hasn't read Monsters at that time. And I'm laughing my tail off watching it because Dom is sitting there going, what is this thing? What is this monster? Is it any good?
Yeah.
And he hasn't read it. And it's hilarious. He's like, yeah, that's a neat cover. What, is this any good?
I had fun putting together that Spotlight.
And then
every
Bruce,
cover, I was like,
Bruce sent it to me. He's like, Dom, read. I was like, all right, let me read it. And I sat there, like I said, blown away, man. You know,
that's what I love.
I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of habit when it comes to things. You know, and these guys know when I like something, I don't get enough of it. I'll keep talking about it, and I drive my wife crazy. She goes, "You got guys in the panel to talk about this." Not talking to me. I'm like,
to make Dom happy, all you need to do is put Star Wars versus Monsters on the cover, and he'll buy it. He'll be happy. He could die peacefully. He'll be buried with it.
Yeah. I'm just, like I said, I'm blown away. I love the story, and it's just really, it's like when you like something and you read it, you can't get enough. You want to read the next issue, and like it's just.
I love it when you are a fan of something, either a TV show, movie, comic book. There's an excitement you get. Rarely, but it happens when something's that you really enjoyed, that you want to share that experience with others. You want to tell everybody, man, I love this. You need to try this. It's that good.
It brings you back to being a kid.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And to hear people talking about Monsters that way, the series is just, dude, that's the best award I could ever get in my life, because it just means that, wow, what I did, you enjoyed that much, and that's everything. That's worth it all. And I love it when people come up and say, yeah, man, I love it if you're buying it for the covers. That's great. But if you read it and you're like, man, I really like what you're doing here, and you come up with your own theories, that just that makes me so tickled. I love it.
Today I was able to see a early screening of Nosferatu.
No,
dude, it was so good. And I'm watching this, and I had read the Bleeding Cool article earlier about possible TV and movie stuff for Monsters. And I'm like, Eggers would be the perfect director for a Monsters movie. You have to see Nosferatu. Is so good from beginning to end.
Is it coming out officially on like Christmas Day?
Christmas Day, I believe.
Christmas Day. Yeah. I'm going back to see it again. Well, I'm
going to have to go see it. My son's dying to see it. I
go to IMAX.
Yeah, I got to. IMAX would be perfect for it.
Yeah, Eggers never leads me astray. Even the Lighthouse is still one of my favorite movies, and people are like, I don't get that movie.
I just love the resurgence of the monsters. Everything. The monsters are coming out. It's just shining the light back on something that has been around for a while, and different twists on things. And like I said,
Joe, can you go back? Sorry, Dom, go ahead. I just wanted to.
I was gonna say your twist, because like you said, G.I. Joe and all the stuff in the '80s, and you put your twist on it. That's what makes it fantastic.
Hey, Mark, I got a question about the last cover on my right. Did you get any feedback or any sort of people talking about that one? Because I'll be honest, when I first looked at it, I had to get my bearings to figure out what was happening, which I'm fine with. I like a comic book that doesn't necessarily, that I kind of have to look at and figure out. But when I first looked at it,
the one where Slayer,
the ratio,
yeah.
Slayer.
Go ahead.
Now I was just wondering, did anybody give any feedback? Like, well, this is not something that's easily.
No, King Spot doesn't really give me no. Thanks for the cover. I just knew it because of the interior. That's like, almost straight from that. It'd be like almost like a panel from it. So I thought it was, maybe that's why they said, hey, let's make that the incentive and not a regular cover, because maybe it's harder to understand. But I kind of understood it. I don't know. Is it
I
hard?
like the panel pages when panel pages come out.
I like it, but I like it because now that I've got my bearings, I like it. But when I first looked at it, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, there's his fist. What else is going on? And then once I got my bearings, I was like, okay, yeah, this is really cool. But at first, I was trying to figure out, I was like where his chest is. I was like, is that his chin? What? But once I got it, I'm like, and now I see his arm, and he's got a big forearm. But
yeah, that probably would have been. It makes more sense if you've seen him inside, I guess. So
Okay,
I've already knew how he looked and everything. But now I haven't heard anything negative on that. Like it was harder to understand or anything. But
I like when the hands come out over the negative space. I always like when stuff bleeds in the negative space.
I like it's got. I mean, yeah. Now that I got my bearings, it's got kind of a 3D look to it. You know, you're covering the trade.
Right, with the hand I made on a different layer, so I could put it over the logo and even into the Kinspot thing. Yeah, it's and I probably did it pretty quick to get it done in time for that. But I probably would have. Like the gun that's coming towards you, it's hard to understand that that's the gun. I probably would have pulled back a little bit so you could see the gun, the handle of it, and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So,
would be fun in 3D.
Yeah, that actually would be a great 3D cover. Yeah.
Yeah. There's your Thundercats. You got them.
Yep. Mom Ra was the first one I did. I did that in about 5 days or so. Lino, which that's actually not the original Lino is a orangish yellow background. That was a variant that I sent in that I said, hey, this would be good chrome because I left that other part white. But I think they used it for the backer kit thing. But as far as I know, they're still going to release these in regular issues, but like different versions of them. I'm not exactly sure. But there is other versions of the Lino and the Mum-Ra. And Return of the Living Dead was something I did back early June or May, or maybe it was July, something like that. They had asked me for as a favor, would I do that? They talked to me a couple of times because the guy who owns the rights to Return of the Living Dead liked my stuff. He talked to me about that last year, and I told him I couldn't do it. He wanted me to actually do the whole series, and I was like, I don't, I wouldn't be able to do it, and it would take too long for me to do it. So they actually found someone to publish it. Whoever, I can't even read it.
Mythology Productions.
American Mythology.
The link for the backer kit with Thundercats in the chat for anyone that's interested.
But I did 4 of the Return of the Living Dead covers. The first one has a few people on it. That one just one because the other ones they wanted me to do, and I really didn't have time to do them. But I said, okay, I'll do them because I could probably get in and get out pretty quick if I just make them single characters. You notice they ain't much background, so I did it pretty quick. That was a character I thought about using in Monsters. I even put Riot on the belt buckle because that's what I was gonna call her. But then I was like, I can always make up another zombie. So I thought I'll just let them use it.
You had me at the Bra and Daisy Dukes.
Yeah. They covered up, man. The Return of the Living Dead should have been really small at the top right. They covered up all her the stockings, man, that are ripped up and stuff. I spent forever doing those things,
doing all the fishnets, and then they just threw the trade dress over it.
And now they put dressing over it, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got all that real estate up on the top right. They could have put the
I would have put a smaller logo up there. Because that's what I was thinking they would do, or I would have added a moon or something. Because her light source was the top right. So I would have done something like that. Again, the purple. It popped more for me. It's not popping as much because it's CMYK. Man, I wish purple would do better, but that's just the way purple does. But
I also have the issue 3 that they showed today. It's solicited.
Brains.
Oh, yeah,
Love this.
Great.
Yeah, that was tough because the other ones I could make up doing whatever I wanted, but I wanted to do at least one Tar Man because it's Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. And I didn't realize his whole body, that tar. I watched the movie and I was like, man, how am I going to translate that? So I did it. Basically, I just used like a human hand, but of course that it's kind of cut off so you can't see his pinky. And then I just basically like put tar all over him. You could see. And then I was like, I hit it with a bunch of green lights and weird lighting because I thought maybe it'll look good and put some purple smoke in there. But that was a tough one.
Have you ever seen The Melting Man?
The Nothing Man? Oh, is that
the Melting Man? The Melting Man. It's an old, like maybe 70s, 60s, maybe horror film. Where the guy is just like his skin and everything's just kind of melting off of him. That's what I.
Yeah, no, I like the layered green and purple smoke in that one. So
yeah, I tried to do. I don't. Other people don't do it, but man, I guess I use smoke like a lot of people use capes. Like Todd would hide anatomy in capes and stuff. I like smoke, but just because it gives everything an atmosphere when it's nothing going on. It's almost like, how when you film a movie, they will spray this atmosphere can, right, of just nothing, just to give it some grit to the background and stuff. They'll hit a light with it and it'll catch in film. So I love adding smoke to stuff. I probably do it too much, but no one.
I like, especially when it's layered, it gives you a little depth to it and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Else. See, I think that's that's the thing, man. It's my go-to. I just turned in a cover of Batman and Dr. Occult, and I did the same thing. They're in the jungle, and it looked good. And then I was like, I'm going to smoke this thing, and I did, and I went, that's it. I honestly, I probably do that to 75% of my stuff because if I add a little bit of that, it creates that depth. And that's what you're trying to do. And it also, even like Mumra has a little bit of smoke around him, where his helmet's not as visible as the front part because of like smoke and stuff. So I didn't do it on Lino. That's the only one I didn't do it on.
Mark, the Return of the Living Dead, they have a promo for like a live action. They have like a cemetery. Yeah. So this is part of like the resurgence of Return of the Living Dead.
The guy that I talked to last year, he owns the rights, and he said, Mark, I'm going to do a movie. And he had done other movies, and he said, I'm going to bring it back. And I was like, man, that's great, because we had talked for a while about how much I love Return of the Living Dead, and he's a huge fan of it. And he had just bought the rights to it. And that's when he was talking about he wanted to get a comic out there. I don't know about this comic, like what the story is going on or anything, but I know that it's going to have the movie's going to feature Tarman in it. That's what's in the little teaser. But dude, I love that. That's why I told them when they asked me to do it, and I said they couldn't afford me. They said, and this was back in June where I was cheap, right? But I said I will do it. I did it for $150 the cover. Because I said I love Return of the Dead so much, I'm going to do it as a favor, and the great guys over there, and then they came back and said, hey, would you do these other ones? And I said, yeah. We negotiated back and forth because I really didn't do 3 more, but I did. But again, I'm tickled that people like them. I didn't even tell anybody about it because I was like, oh man, it's just some zombies that I did, and people are loving it right now. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
I have to thank Bruce again for that. He sent me the thing. He's like, did you see this cover? I'm like, no.
I'm trying to keep Dom abreast of everything you do. So you can't yell at me later.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I have a lot that I have going on and things like that, trying to keep a contact on everything that's coming out. I used to a long time ago. I used to be ahead of the game. Now I'm like really way back at things. When things come out, if I don't have these guys tell me everything that's going on, which I'm very happy about.
Somebody sends out as many IG videos as you do, and then says I have a lot going on.
I do have a lot going on. That's my little.
We literally get 40 to 50 IG reels sent to us.
When I'm at work. when I'm at work.
That's what he's in the bathroom, guys.
Exactly. Hey,
this rings a little hollow is all I'm saying, Dom. This rings a little hollow.
At the workspace, you shit on their time, not yours.
Yeah.
They must think you have IBS.
I always say that.
He's in there again.
You're employee of the month, Dom. That's all.
And they send you to go see a doctor soon.
So have you seen a lot of have you seen benefits from that, Mark? I mean, you mentioned about, kind of doing that cover on the cheap, right? Like $150.
Yeah.
I mean, a big part of your business is probably forming those relationships, doing solids for people, knowing that they'll come back and you'll be the first name they think of when they have a project.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Not really that as much as the forming relationships is really good because that does help down the road, and I try to help people out if I can, if I have the time to do it. But I've noticed, and I try to always hit my deadlines, never have missed one. They like DC just wrote me yesterday and said, Mark, we're in a bind. Because they know that I'm supposed to be off work right now. Man, I was telling everybody, don't send me no work. It's Christmas. And they wrote me anyways. And so we're in a bind. We really need this cover. So someone didn't do their cover, right, that they gave it to. And they said, could you do this and have it done by Monday? And I looked at it and I realized the costuming wasn't that bad. I could hit that because the way I work, I have to have some kind of reference, right? Like a 3D model or something to get the light source and all that. And I thought I could do this. This is not that hard. So I did it, and I did it within yesterday. By before I went to bed this morning, I was done with it and sent it to them. And but I do those things because, hey, I scratched their back one day. I might come and need a favor saying, man, I need a cover. I'm out of work. I ain't got no work. And so I'm calling some favors at that time. But I try to do things like that.
Hopefully they hit you back with the Return of the Living Dead movie poster.
Yeah, hey, that would be amazing. I would love to do that. So yeah, a lot of times I do things like that, little favors or something, and it comes back to to repay itself later, karma or whatever you want to call it.
Like you do Vampirella, and next thing you know, you're doing Silverhawks and Thundercats.
Exactly. And dude, this cover, I'm seeing Silverhawks, but I just keep looking at that Shazam thinking how that was it. Look, there's smoke. But it was, dude, that was the hardest cover I've ever done in my life. Because they tell me, I might have said this when I've been on here before. They tell me we want a Mr. Mind Shazam cover. And I said, okay, what does it need to be doing? Oh, we don't know. I'm like, I said, ain't Mr. Mind the caterpillar? And they said, yeah. And I said, so he's like 2 inches tall. Yeah. And I said, well, what does he look like? Oh, he doesn't look like the caterpillar anymore. He's an alien caterpillar now. He's a little different. And I'm like, okay. And I said, well, what should I do? And it's like, whatever you want to do, just do it. And so I'm sitting there. I started the cover, and I'm like, oh, I know what he'll be doing. It'll be Shazam, and he's doing this, right? And the caterpillar's coming out of the ear, and frame it up right. That's what I was going to do. I did it. I got maybe 75% done. My wife sees it, says that looks like crap. That I don't understand it at all. And I said, you don't understand? He's hitting like swimmer ear or something. And she goes, nope, don't understand. Nah. I said, okay. So, I let her look at it because she doesn't really like comics. She doesn't mess with comics. So I use her as a gauge of, by looking at this, do you know what's going on? Right. Yeah. So then I redo it. I go, okay, I'm going to have it because I'm sitting there I'm just trying to think of something. And I must have been out of creative juices or something. I make it where he's got a big old stack of pancakes, like a cheat meal. And the caterpillar's hiding behind it. And Shazam's drinking a glass of milk. I get 40% done with that. No, don't like that, Mark. I don't. And then I start asking people, I said, man, what can I do on this? I reach out to the Shazam page. I'm about to back out of it because I cannot figure it out. And they're like, you can play with the foreshortening there, and Mark, and have him the perspective, have him in the foreground so he looks big and all that. And I'm like, Still, though, what do you do? Because Shazam wouldn't be scared of a little 2-inch worm. So I didn't know what to do, and it was horrible. And then I started looking back at other Mr. Mind covers. If you look, there's only 3, I think, in history, because no one wants to put them on a cover. It just doesn't work good. The last good one was Jerry Ordway did a thing where Shazam was being buried by tons of those by the caterpillars. So that would work, but I don't want to do this exact same thing. So someone in Discord said, hey, what if he's in a sewer? And I thought, okay, what if he's in, and I said, the sewer, I had an image in my head, and I said, what if there's a big imposing shadow coming at Shazam? So he's paying attention to that, and Mr. Mind's controlling or something off to the side. So I did it. It looks okay. It kind of looks like a classic Ordway kind of cover or something. I still don't like it though, because it still makes no sense to me. I put the skulls, I tried to throw everything in there to make you not realize how bad of a cover it is. I got 4
Smoke it up.
I got smoke. When I turned it in, that was one. I hardly ever have revisions. They said, hey, the worm doesn't look menacing enough. So I went back and made him, because I said, I don't have a good reference image. They didn't give me a good reference image. They sent me a better image of him. And I said, okay, he looks like he has more like praying mantis features, right? With these claws and stuff. So I added all that to him, and they said, oh yeah, that works. But that, I still to this day just want to throw up when I see that cover because it was so hard, and it shouldn't be that hard, right? It should be, fun and enjoyable. But man, that wasn't. But Silverhawks, that was fun. And I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it's a good cover.
Yeah.
Don't bring Shazam for me to sign. It worked out great. It reminds me of an old classic cover. The colors in
good
it
old Mr. Marvel
like
50s
or 60s
stuff.
Yeah. So I enjoyed the colors in it.
Well, you could always remark some pancakes on it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could. I might start doing that. Tell people that. There's the Flash cover, man.
There's
That's the one they solicited with the five fingers or five or thumb fingers. And
God damn it, it's AI. It's AI.
Yeah.
I know. You know what? And that's why I wrote my wife today, and I said, I cannot believe they did this. Now I will be. That's what they're going to be saying now. I said, because of you got to count your fingers before you turn it in, because that's what they'll say. I said, I know that's what's coming. So, but on the corrected version, it's better just because, like Bruce said, he saw it. It's bit down. The way it is because the thumb knuckle is
that's what I'm thinking.
Once the thumb, I slimmed that down. It looked perfect, because you do see, if it zoomed up, you can see the thumb there is attached to that. It's where.
Yeah, I thought it was just the thumb was kind of. Yeah. The thumb was just kind of laying over, like
it is
a little extra.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing because that's an homage. Now it's the homage to the famous race from the I think 80s, and then from the 70s or 60s, which was an homage to that.
199.
Yeah, it was when they're racing like that. So Flash is in the same pose and Superman is in the same pose. So that fist was really hard for me to do when I did that, because the way he has it angled, it's not normally really. Flash would have had that arm more towards you like Superman does.
Yeah,
but the original artist didn't do it that way. He had it all off to the side. So I did it the same way, and knew that Flash suit. I didn't realize when I accepted this that it was. He goes, "You want to do a Flash Superman race?" And I'm like, "Yes." Yeah. Great. Oh, here's the references to Flash's new suit. Oh, yeah. That one, it was hard to do. That lightning bolts and stuff was hard because I didn't really understand it, like what's happening with it. But I think it worked the best I could do with it. But they're supposed to be on the moon, if you can't tell, and that's Earth behind them. And the correct version is signed by on the moon on Flash's leg over there. It's got a signature, but it's a cool cover. And I don't even know where they're going to put the trade dress at it, because they didn't. They just threw that on the draft. So they'll probably put trade dress above Superman, I would imagine, up there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got the Monster Force lists out now.
And that came out. Man, everything just got hit.
It dropped today.
Yeah, and that
we
one
were scrambling like add this.
Man, I know. I couldn't keep up with everything. So then you got that Dracula cover that a lot of people like when I did it on Kickstarter.
Sure. Yeah.
I fixed up Hexy the witch there and made her a little better. I added some purple highlights to her hair. Pecos Bill, I never made that cover before. It was supposed to have been a Kickstarter cover, but no one bought it. But I love the character stuff. I put that on there. The Spider-Man 300.
Was he in the? Is that character in the story at all?
He's not. He will be, but he's not an issue 4 as of right now. Now I could throw him in there, but I am going to have him. The reason he was kept out was because I had another series called 13 Maniacs. I was pitching with him in it as the main guy. That never got picked up at Boom, Dark Horse. All them passed on it. So I'm going to reiterate him into the monster store. So
can you make him a mariachi? Can you make him a mariachi assassin or something? Strap a guitar to his back. Yeah, put a guitar on his back.
Be pretty funny with the. I might actually have him have the guitar on his back, riding around on like a donkey or something.
I love the Dr. Creepy cover and the Dr. Jekyll homage to the Killing Joke. Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great covers.
Yeah, it's fun getting the double homage on the holo flip.
Yep.
Yeah. That mummy cover I gotta get that mummy cover. I missed the Kickstarter, so I gotta get that one.
Mummy.
Yeah, and I touched that one up a little bit more. I went back in there and touched some of the bandages up because I was like, hey, make it a little bit better since I had a little bit more time. Frankenstein, I think, is about the same. The Dr. Creepy, all those about the same. That I didn't really touch up those, but I thought that's a good quality list for 4. You have to pick these so far in advance. It's weird. I picked those about a month and a half, 2 months ago, but because when it's getting solicited, it has to be turned in so early. But I think those are some cool covers. So 3 has some neat ones, and then I think those go along with that. That people will like.
Well, now that we got through all these covers that are going to be coming up, we do want you to be able to plug the last days of Monster and the Wolf.
Yeah. What is it? How many days are left? What 5? Is it? 4 days left. 4. Which it ain't even midnight yet, so it'll be 3. So it's going through till Christmas Eve midnight or midnight CST, I think it is. So that'll be about 1 o'clock Eastern on Christmas Day for Eastern. But dude, that's last time I was here. Was what the first day it got launched, and it was doing good that day. I can't believe it. That's an understatement. It's doing so good. Since then, I think I don't think I said back then, but the covers that I'm using, I'm never going to use again for the retail versions because I didn't want it to be where people go, I'll just wait. Mark will reprint that again. So the only time it'll be reprinted is like inside of an issue, like a cover book or something. Mm-hmm. So I did that to where it'll help the Kickstarter guys out a little bit, going, hey, if you get that werewolf cover 25th anniversary, you got it, and it's never getting seen in retail shops. You'll have it. So that's going on. Right now, we passed a stretch goal to where everybody that pledges a physical reward, you get a free T-shirt. And it's I don't have one on. It's going to have a white Mark Spears Monsters logo on it. They're really soft shirts. I got some red ones printed up already for when I do appearances and stuff. I love them.
Mark, how big are these T-shirts? How big?
They go all the way up because you get to pick your size. They go all the way up to 4X.
All right, that's my man. All right,
we are men of a larger carriage.
Yeah.
When I bought my original ones, when I went out to do appearances right after Monsters came out, I realized that I had only ordered like 5 extra large, 2 extra large, and no extra 4X or whatever. And everywhere I went, they said, "Hey, what's the biggest sizes you have?" And I was like, "We sold out of the triple X day one." And they said, "Hey, man, comic guys like to eat." And
Yeah, we do.
That is a
the
true
one I
statement.
have is the triple X, and I was like, man, I don't want to give you the shirt off my back, so I said, I had to order more of the bigger sizes. But from now on, if I ever have appearances, I'm gonna have shirts. I'm getting bigger sizes. I got a box of smalls, man. Nobody wants, right?
You get Jedi, too many luau's.
Kids.
No.
I mean, that's the only people who wear smalls that I know.
Well, Styx wears a small.
Yeah, Styx.
Styx actually could wear a small. Styx, I'm gonna have to send you one, man. You would probably wear a
Styx
small.
and
I'll
Do you
rock the
RP.
small.
do you
I'll
have
rock the
kids
small.
size 12 to 14?
Well, he'll model it for you too. He'll model it for you too, Mark. Yeah.
I was gonna say Styx and Pete
Well,
probably
regular.
wear a small.
Yeah.
Just a reminder
you get
on
free,
all these slides. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Okay, you get a free T-shirt, and then we also hit the goal where every cover is cardstock or better.
Yep.
Like cardstock, or if it's chrome, it's chrome. But so no regular thin covers or anything. And that's the thing that we hit in the stretch goals. But man, I have all kinds of stuff on there. There's still everything is limited. Every single issue is limited to either 200 or less, or they're limited to however many sell in the Kickstarter. So if 5 people get it, that's how many will be made. 5, and you don't
That's a good
say
idea.
on it, 5.
Just a reminder that the UPC code or the QR code that's up there on these slides will link you directly to Mark's Kickstarter for Monster and the Wolf as well. So you don't have to write down the full big long URL.
A lot of people have wrote me saying, "Man, you're making it where my kids can't enjoy Christmas." Because you're taking away the present. I feel bad. I'm so sorry.
I didn't get one from Bruce because of it. So
I want to have to be. I want to be sick Christmas Day. I'll see everybody next year. In the present next year. Just saying.
But no, the Kickstarter's done phenomenal. I mean,
It has. It really showed me one like was talking about the aftermarket and how that doesn't really affect me, but this part did, and it showed me how much. And what's amazing at the 200,000 that we've raised so far is only 500 backers. If you would have said, "Hey, it's going to raise that much," I would have said that's 2,000 to 3,000 backers then. And so that's amazing that there's these guys out there who just love what I do and want it. I sold my truck.
Did you sell it to Marco? Oh, by the way, Marco says he's sorry he couldn't be here, but hello.
Oh man,
I know. I said it twice.
Oh man,
Oh well.
Next time.
So this Japanese cover that I did went over so well. I thought it would do decent. I didn't know people would love it as much. I will do something similar to this with monsters later on, where it's like in Japanese at the top, because I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I might even have that character, but of course, it'll be a different piece of art. And that the homage to the old EC book of the hand guy. I almost didn't even put that in there. My wife was like, "I don't like it," and I was like, "But it's an homage, and it's actually in the story. That guy gets hung in the story."
That's our last slide that we have on our.
Y'all told me last time. Yeah, so for hanging around. So I said, so that it's sad. I probably won't be able to put that one in stores, but because I've already used it here. But that one's great. I'm glad we did do that one. So that's awesome. But I did learn things like the 3D and stuff like that I'll carry over into monsters that people enjoyed. Those, I don't know how well those did. I think they did decent. There's a lot, because you can see, like, if you had 200 offered and there's still like 100 left, that what I'm going to do different this time, like if there was 200 offered and only 100 got purchased, I will make all 200 because just to go ahead and have them all, and then I would sell them in the aftermarket or take them to cons or something like that. but so it will be printed up as many as supposed to be printed.
Hey, Mark, if I may, that's perfect segue to what my last question that I jotted down when I was putting my brain together. So coming into the show, of course, I wasn't on for the last show, but I talked to some folks that had, like Bruce Furr and Joe. I said like, hey, let's get some questions, and they're like, hey, you don't have to worry about getting questions from Mark. Mark will just he just got to go. So obviously we appreciate that, but you mentioned having we'll call it extra, extra books, right? Because you'll sell 200, you'll sell 100, but you'll have 100 left
right.
in the vault or whatever we call it.
Exactly.
Have you ever considered doing what a lot of your other peers, your other artists fellows are doing? They do live stream sales on either Whatnot or eBay. Have you sold to more direct to your fans and stuff? Because obviously Styx and I do it. It can be a little awkward. Just you don't have any feedback. You're just talking to a camera. I think you would excel because you.
Yeah, it would be. I've had offers by people who already do that. Say, hey, can we bring you on? We'll help you sell it. And take like a percentage or something like that. The problem is to me is because I do have a lot of stuff, right? Like tonight, I took a huge box to the comic store, and I'm sure people would hate to hear this, but I gave a lot of stuff away just because I didn't want to bring it back home. And so I do have a lot of stuff I could sell like that. My problem is I don't have the time right now to ship it all and to do all that. I would love to do it if someone else could handle that, but because right now, like with the Kickstarter that just happened last year, we had 300 and something backers. I think it was physical items. It was around 240, 270, and I shipped every one of those myself. And then
you're getting to see how all the sausage is made,
dude. I mean, and one guy wrote one time, man, how almost everybody got them great. One guy got his and said, "What idiot packed this?" And I said, "I did." And, but hey, that's the thing. I'm a one-stop shop. So if you don't like how it's packaged or how it's made or how it was written or drawn, it's all me. I messed up.
Customer service, one person. There you go.
Yeah.
One-step shop.
But I would like to do that. I would love to be able to do deals like that with fans and stuff. It's just because you're going to have maybe say 20, 30, 50 people buy stuff like that. And then you have to keep track of who bought what, send them invoices. Then you got to ship it the next day. If I do have a break where I'm not having to do work, I would consider doing it. But like we said earlier, I don't know when I'm going to be having breaks because of with Spawn 77. I have to finish up Monster and the Wolf. I got 16 pages. I got to finish there. Then I have to get the dialogue written to get it lettered. Send that off to the printers myself because I'm doing everything, handling that myself. And then I got to start working on Monsters 9 and onward. So it's daunting.
If you ever decide to do it, Styx is an experienced moderator. You can go in there. Styx moderates my shows, and he keeps all 5 people in my room. He keeps them in line.
Spaced out.
There's no shenanigans. He runs a tight ship.
A question about your CGC signing.
Yep.
Today was the last day. It had to be postmarked and sent out by today. Have they given you a date to come down to Florida and start signing?
No, they I had wrote them the other day about a package I sent about 2 months ago, and they said, "Oh, it hadn't been received yet. We got it." They're behind, man. Ever since New York Comic Con, they've been really behind. But no, I had asked them back in
the hurricane didn't help.
November. Yeah, the hurricane hurt too. Back in November, I had asked them, "Hey, what's the numbers looking like?" Because I didn't limit anything like for sketches and stuff. And I just wanted to know, like, if, I didn't realize things would happen when we scheduled this. We didn't realize Monsters would be a hit. So I don't know how many books they got. They could have 30. They could have 3,000. I have no clue. So they at that time he said, "Nah, I don't really have access to that right now. I would have to look tomorrow." And then I never heard back. So
so you're doing more than just signatures. You're doing you have an option. They have an option for remarks too.
Yeah, I had signatures,
oh boy,
remarks, and even full sketches of maybe a bust up. And I didn't limit that. I didn't limit it last year. I ended up having about 20 sketches, so it wasn't bad at all.
Make sure they pay for your room for a week.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, make sure you.
What they do is last year the books were not that many that they were actually able just to send them to me. Right, it wasn't enough for them to mess with. Yeah. So they sent them to me. I did them all, send it back, and they did it. Mm-hmm. This year, though, I would imagine it's big enough to where what they have in the contract is they will either come up here, right? Like my preference, like if I say, hey, I'm too busy working, I can't do it. They'll come up here. They'll get a hotel room. I'll go there and start doing everything, right? Doing all the signings and the sketching and stuff in front of them. And they help you, because they have them like assembly line. Right. Or I will go down there and stay till it's done. So have no clue. They haven't, like I said, they haven't even told me how many. But I have heard a lot of people saying they've sent stuff in, and they sent cards in for the first time this time. They was accepting trading cards. So that was interesting. I don't know how many of those got sent in. So we'll see soon. Because it's Christmas, I bet they won't even let me know until January what happened.
Based on CGC's turnaround times, once Mark signs them, expect them back July 1st.
26?
Our next Christmas. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
2026.
We're happy for your success on this Kickstarter. It was, it caught fire right out of the gate and just kept going.
I was worried about it. I remember when we talked about doing that show to kick it off. I was sitting there thinking, man, I really need to do a show because I didn't know if we'd hit 30,000 by Christmas. And it just showed you you
lapped that number pretty good.
Yeah, and hey, I want to go back to what Jedi was talking about earlier about Mark doesn't need questions. The first night I did an interview with Todd McFarlane, right? So this is back in 23. I did a spotlight interview that you could watch. So I was kind of new to doing podcasts and stuff then too. I think that was my first interview, and it was Todd. I had done one or two things before on the internet. That was it. And we end it, and it's him, his assistant, and me. And he starts shaking his head right when the camera's off, and he goes, "Man," and he's talking to his assistant. He said, "I thought we was going to have to lead Mark with all these questions and to pull things out of him." He said, "He reminds me of me. You just give him a microphone and you stand back." And I was like, "Oh wow, Todd just gave me a compliment." Said I'm like, that's all I could hear, But I'm just
perfect guest.
Hey, if you're what Todd says, if you're advocating for yourself, then you shouldn't be in the business. You got to be able to talk yourself up and sell yourself. So, and
that's what we do here every week. We pour ourselves out to the audience every week.
Yes. Those two covers right there are sold out, but I do have a different version of that bride I recolored that's offered. So a lot of things might be sold out. If they are, I tried to do a color variant, since this is the only time they're going to exist, so you could try to get it that way. But so even me myself, I won't be able to get those two, because if there's 200 made, I'm going to print probably 210% more for damages, right?
Yeah.
So I would print probably 220, and then find the 20 worst, get rid of those. If they're all good, I will actually take those extra 20 and I will get rid of them. I will burn them, do whatever, because if I kept them more, then it's like, oh, by the way, there's 20 extra. No, I can't have that. I'm actually signing the back and putting what number it is. So it'll be 1 of 200, 2 of 200. So I don't want someone to catch one out there out in the wild saying, wait, this ain't signed. Something's up, you know. So I basically
everyone's going to be looking for those hot numbers.
Exactly. So
I'm hoping for 69 out of 200. That's always the winner.
So I'm going to, but like I said, I will print up, say 90 of them sold and there was supposed to be 100. I will print up 100. So I'll have 10 extra. I am thinking, some people have asked about this. I was thinking about doing some artist proof comics where basically I would, they would not be in the same numbering system. These would be like, I would offer them and offer maybe 5 of these, like it'd be a whole set though, but 5, offering 5 of them to where you get everything, every cover, and on the back it would say Mark Spears artist proof 1 of 5. The next set would be 2 of 5, 3 of 5, and that way, because I do get these comics in and I have to proof them like hard proofs where I go, okay, this is wrong, this is not right, got to redo this, you printed this one wrong and it's supposed to be chrome, things like that. So I might still offer those. And also the other question I always get is CGC. Will I offer a CGC option for people who buy them? And I'm thinking of doing that. It's just a lot more work because right now I only offer the CGC bundle. So I've only got to do like 150 books. If I open it up to that, I might be doing 500 books. I don't really know. So I'm thinking about doing it. But there ain't many days left, but I might add that tomorrow. I'm not sure.
That's a lot of work.
It is. I'm honestly, my son has said, hey, Dad, he's 18, and he said, I could, you could hire me on to do all the shipping this time. And I said, okay, but I also need you to handle, like CGC is difficult because when you get the books in, you got to look through them, get the best one. Sign them and everything, fill out the form, send them to CGC. You got to pay for that, and then you got to pay to get them back to you. Which takes a while. And then when you get them back, then you've got to get a good enough shipping container to ship to the actual person. So it's a lot of extra shipping fees and all that kind of stuff. So
I would recommend though, and I've seen some people do it 9/8, but I see a lot of times people do now that a lot of companies that offer CGC is they won't promise 9/8 anymore. They'll do 9/6 plus.
I had a guy write me yesterday, and I felt really bad. He writes and said, "Hey, Mark, I got a 9/4 bride from your first Kickstarter," and I want to say there was only 3.
Tell him not finger fuck the hell out of the book before he submits it.
No. I submitted. That's me.
Oh, damn.
So only 3 brides were submitted from the Kickstarter, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. So not many. And I did it in order of backers, right? Like if you backed it early, then you got the highest grade, things like that. That's how I had to do it.
Yeah.
There was, I think, a 9/6, a 9/8, and the 9/4. And I hated that when the 9/4 came back because I tried to look through everyone and get a good one, but you know how it is sometimes. CGC, you're going to get a 9/4. I sent it to the guy overseas. I think he just bought that book. I don't think he bought anything else, maybe one other comic. Well, he writes yesterday and says, why is it that I got a 9/4? But I see on your Kickstarter right now, you are offering a 9/9 for $1,000. And then I wrote back and I said, well, that 9/9 that we was offering, all of them are taken right now, but it was the Kinspot version, right? That was that edition. I told him, I said, I don't even have a CGC Kickstarter of the bride. I don't even have one because I only did the ones I had to get done. And then I said, but look, I feel bad about that, about the 9/4. I will be happy to buy it back from you for what you paid.
Yeah.
And no, I'm good. That 9/4 is got to be worth $400, $500 because you can't. The Kickstarter ones were so rare.
There's so few of those.
I don't think I've seen any bride Kickstarter books sell yet.
Yeah, that no one wants to. Everybody's holding them, you know.
Yeah, there's not there ain't that many. So
I'll tell you right now how many were made. Let's see. Go over
First
here.
one to market will set the market value of that book.
It will. I let's see. I don't have any CGC one. I have a couple of raw, but I don't know how good they are. I'd have to look. On issue 1A, with everything that's okay, all that was printed is 88. 88 copies of Bride was made for the Kickstarter. So that's pretty low. I mean, that's below 100. So and out of that there's people I need to publish this one day. I might get Cover Price to do it or something, because so everybody would be able to see it. What's really funny out there, and these people don't know it, there's 2 virgins that exist out there of the Bride, right? They don't know that there's only 2. They just got them. That's how they ordered it. And there was one virgin chrome. And then I had 10 more of that virgin chrome printed for lost and damages. So really, there's 2 virgins out there of the regular cover of Bride, and only 2 exist. That's crazy.
Wow.
Remember we were talking about the completionists earlier, Mark? You just lit a fire.
Yeah.
You just lit a fire for those.
There's not there's some books out there that because I didn't realize this when I ordered it, that I gave people the option where you could get it chrome, or you could get it virgin, or you could get it virgin chrome. That messed up everything, because you have to go back you have to reprint that book, right? It ain't just like, oh, we'll just make this one chrome easily. They have to, it's a separate printing when they do it. And the printers hated me for this. And it made me
one copy of this.
Yeah, it cost so much more to do this, and I didn't realize it, because I was thinking, it's just a virgin book, you know. But nope, Mark, we have to reset everything. So there is I'm just looking at it right here. Whatever G cover was on the old Kickstarter, I don't know what one virgin exists, one chrome exists, things like that. Of cover
unicorns, man.
It was one virgin chrome. So yeah,
piggybacking off of what you just said, Lisa Noble wants to know, will you be releasing the count for the Kickstarter for each book?
For the old ones, I do need a list. Because I have it all written down. I just need someone to display it. Because I thought about going to the old Kickstarter and put it on the update, and I could do that. But I thought it might be better if I give it to Cover Price, because they're very interested in the old Kickstarter, and then they could just list it all there, and you could go to Cover Price and find out exactly how many exist. If they want to put that on there. If not, you know, I might try to do it myself, but I do have them all listed. What's really weird, just looking at the numbers, there was no comic cover. Let me make sure. Yep. No comic cover was printed over 100 times. The highest was the Bride at 94, just because she was a cover A, and some people got a cover A set, you know, like 1 through A. The second highest was cover B, the werewolf cover of Spider-Man. That was 74 made. And then 72 was the Spawn homage of number 2. And then, it gets really weird when you get to like 7 and 8, because no one wanted those books.
Wow.
Of number 8C, that's the Dungeons and Dragons book.
Ooh, I like that
16 were made. 16.
Wow.
Jeepers.
Of number 7C, if y'all ever saw that one, that is it's a Batman homage. I can't remember what issue, but it's where he's walking out and the bride's chained up and he's talking to Igor, shut the door and never let her out or something.
Oh, that's Detective.
Yes.
Wow.
Where he's talking about shutting the door to the Batcave or something.
That's the Neil Adams
yes,
cover.
It's the Neil Adams.
Yeah.
15 were made. That's it.
It's crazy.
Of cover,
people are blowing up eBay search right now.
Cover 6C. What's 6C? It's the I want to say it's New Mutants, the Cable. You know, where it was the cable cover. Only 11.
Yeah, 87.
11 of those exist in the world.
Wow.
So yeah, there were some really low numbers on that stuff. Number 3C, what was 3C? Because 3A was the Ilsa cover. 3B was, oh man, I might have to pull up the Kickstarter, but only 12 of those exist. Oh no, that's the G.I. Joe cover. Did y'all ever see that one? It's the Dark Shadow. It looks like a G.I. Joe file card that's been ripped off, like the front of the card, action figure card, and it's been like ripped off. Of that cover, only 12 exist of that one. I think it's that, or 11, 12. So again, it was just crazy numbers that are out there. So you know, I'm glad that these people that got them, they got something rare. And a lot of people who got, if they added virgin or chrome to it, they got something really rare because, again, I only made the virgin chrome to order. So this Kickstarter, I didn't do it the same way. I didn't have it where you could add on chrome or add on virgin because I couldn't keep up with all that. It wasn't cost effective. So, yeah. But this one, again, it's very limited. A lot of them are signed and numbered. So if you do get it, if I do send it into CGC or you get it sent in or something, it will have that on there, like number 8 of 200 or 100 or something on there. So
nice. So what lessons are you taking away from this Kickstarter? Since this is your second comic. Yeah, Kickstarter, because you know it's a learning experience with each one.
It's the cards. It was a learning experience, and now with this, and it's knowing what people want. I was worried that grouping comics 2 in a row like that, and I had no feedback whatsoever negative on that. No one said I only want like 2C. I don't want that crappy 2D. They didn't say that, so that was interesting. It was a lot easier to do that. To group them together because it made less rewards and less add-ons. I still messed up by not promoting the Kickstarter for like a month. You're supposed to have a landing page. I was too busy. I started it that day, that morning. I just started it when I started it and then just started telling people about it. So I would have, next time I'll make sure I take about a month before. I don't know. I think whatever I did pretty good. And then when I look at the numbers at the end, I'll see what sold the best and I'll take that to heart. Plus, I'll actually take that over to Monsters. So if I see, oh, this character must be resonating with people more, I'm going to do more of that character. Things like that with Monsters. So but yeah, I'll probably do another Kickstarter after, if this one goes great and I get it off the field, everything that works good. Yeah. A lot of people have been asking me about the Wicked of Oz because I had a whole series, a mini series of that I pitched. I'm thinking about of maybe doing that as a Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah. Like that.
Yeah. There's some of the original Kickstarter covers that were there.
Yep. And I'll probably use some of those. A lot of those I'll probably still reuse because a lot of people like those. So like the Transformer one, I'll use. That's the G.I. Joe file card one.
Yeah, I love that one. That was fun. Yeah,
I gotta find some of these.
Good luck.
Yeah,
good luck, buddy.
So great.
Yeah,
I'll find.
Yeah, there were just a lot of fun ones in here.
Yeah, when I did on mine, I thought, oh man, these are kind of cool.
If you have that Dungeons and Dragons in the audience, please hit me up on eBay or Instagram.
That's good.
When I did it, I liked it, but I was thinking, oh man, I colored it too much red and on the floor and stuff, and I didn't want to go back and recolor everything because the dragon's supposed to have red highlights is what I was doing. So. But it still worked, and I'll probably use that again. Maybe change up a little bit to it, and put it out for issue 8 of Monsters when it comes out. But that Kickstarter one will be the holy grail that people will be looking for.
But it's also, I don't think people realized, during Kickstarter that's actually relevant to the story.
Yeah, it is. Oh, have you read all 8?
I haven't read all 8.
Oh, you just because of the characters.
I know when we were talking, with the wizard and the child and everything.
But
else.
that actually, at number 8, some of that comes to a head, so you'll get to see. Which, honestly, that will be a great cover when I do put that out, because people will know those characters more at that time, and they'll be referring to that dragon that they're going to go fight and all that kind of stuff. So it'll work. And that witch cover is actually pertains to the story too. So the cable thing don't. But I just wanted to do something. I might redo that one. I don't know. It looks okay there, but I don't have that character at all in the series really. So I might redo that character, but leave everything else the same. Maybe, make it the Slayer. That would actually make more sense,
You could change him up. You could change him up and be like a kind of a Terminator homage from the Now comics.
That's what it was originally. It was on the trading cards. There was a character called Cyborg 6000, and it was basically the Terminator, but with blonde hair and just looked different. But he was a robot. So I thought about having that in the series eventually, because there are robots in the series. So I might still, but he doesn't appear in that one. So I don't know if I want to use it there, but I might, but we'll see. Cause I remember that cover when it came out, the cable cover, man, I went and bought that. I thought that was amazing. With McFarlane ink in it and stuff. It was great.
Oh yeah. That's fun stuff. Let's get
they also had a Boba Fett cover like that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So last time you were here, I'm gonna push this in before I forget, because I won't forget. But last time you were here, I had asked about and I sent you some pictures for the Doctor Who art.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to look at those? And what do you think?
Every time you come on, somebody's pushing a cover.
I love that one. That actually would work great as a cover. So that actually I might do for maybe 5, 6, or 7, where the werewolf is really featured, because there's a change scene in issue 4. So if I used it for that one, because the werewolf's changing in it, I would if I did that one, it would have to be like a Keen Spot exclusive or something, because it'd be too late to solicit it with Diamond. But I love that. I think that's a great cover.
Yeah, it is fun.
I love transition covers when someone like the Hulk changes or a werewolf changes. I love those kind of things. That's awesome.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing sad music.
Good.
Oh, well, it's great. I mean, we're happy for you, Mark.
Thank you so much.
You knocked it out of the park with this Kickstarter. I'm glad you had as much success as you did with it. And like I said, you got a full plate. So I don't think there's going to be a lack of things to look forward to.
You keep adding on to that plate, though.
Yeah.
More mashed potatoes, please.
But yeah, dude, I'm so happy because the hardest thing about being a freelancer is you're always worried about your next work, not what you're doing, because you've already got that job. So that's the sweetest thing is I kind of know next year it's already planned out, right? Doing Spawn 77, doing Monsters, doing Monster and the Wolf, and then doing whatever covers I can fit in as well. So I'm trying to ride the wave right now. If people like the stuff, man, I hope they keep liking it, and I'm preparing for when they don't like it. I can still try to find some work to do. So,
hey, Mark, do you mind hanging out the rest of the show while we go through the rest of our show?
Man, I'm here. I'm in, man.
Oh,
I'm in
can we do the? Okay.
Oh, you want?
Are we going to do this? You want to do the game real quick?
We can do this in the match game if you want.
You want to do the cards? The
giveaway?
Giveaway? Yeah. I don't know how many people are still left in the.
Yeah, we got 82.
We got 82 people watching.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
You could do this first.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna do a little match game to get your little Mark Spears participation.
Bruce the Fire needs one of them microphones right there, man, from the old 70s.
So, Mark, I don't know if you're, I don't know how familiar you are with some of the games we play on here, but we usually end the show with something like this. You remember the old the old match game, right, from back in the day? All right, so I don't know if you have handy. I don't know if you have handy a a couple of a Sharpie and a couple of
Oh,
blank
yeah, I always get a Sharpie, man.
backing boards, some backing boards or something.
Where's my Sharpie?
Yeah, here's some backing boards.
Yeah, I got a pen.
All right, so this game can tend to get a little raunchy. Hopefully, we'll be good. Well, I took into account who the contestant was this time. We do want him to come back. So,
Yes, we do.
our contestant, we welcome today's contestant.
Oh, look at that! Nice.
And I can't wait
So the
to
way
see what
this
I'll
is-
win.
So this is you're the contestant. So we're gonna throw some questions up there. We're gonna try. You're gonna answer like you are who you are, Mark Spears.
Okay.
We're gonna try and guess your answers, and then Joe always keeps score, and we're gonna see who can best match our answers with your answers.
Oh, it sounds perfect.
All right. Let me grab. I don't have my squeaky pen today, Bruce. First, so sorry about that.
Mine's a little.
I don't know what happened to it. All right, first question. If not for success as a comic creator, Mark would pay the bills by doing blank.
Oh.
If not for his success as a creator, how would he pay the bills?
Of course, my pen. What the heck?
Yeah, we need some music playing.
Yeah.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, we always get copyright strikes for that stuff, unfortunately. All right.
I forgot StreamYard had background music.
Yeah. That's fantastic. All right, I'm ready.
I'm a rock guy. All right, what do you got?
I hope this pen works.
What are the odds that any of these will ever match?
Zero with this panel, sir. Zero.
Yeah.
I don't think
The
this
score, the winner is normally the person that can get one.
What? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
So Mark,
Roger,
if you were, you're going to show your answer first, and then we'll see how many of us match what you said.
All right.
So if you weren't a comic creator, what would you be doing to pay the bills?
I would be as Dom's personal trainer.
Oh,
You're taking the hard job, Mark. You're taking the hard job.
Well, I figured
right.
you can't see my belly down here. I'd be like, yeah, run, Dom, run. That's what I'd be doing.
all right. Joe is the official scorer. He judge as well. Joe, I think when it comes to my turn, I think I should get at least a half a point for my answer. But Brewster, what did you say?
I said UPS driver because he already handles other people's packages.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Styx
Very
man,
good.
what you got?
All right. So I went with hype man because Mark can talk up your product.
That's not bad. I like that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
There's just pull little Billy Mays.
All right. Now again, I'm promoting. I think I should get at least a half a point for this. I said he would be Dom's bodyguard.
I don't know about
It
that.
does have Dom. In it.
I can give you a half a point for that one,
Half
Jedi.
point.
Half
All
a
right.
point.
Rigged.
I'll take it.
Rigged, I say.
Lobbying
That may
works.
be all it
Like
takes.
lobbying works. That might be all it takes. That's for sure.
Unmute your mic.
Knowing where you live and where you come from, I was talking about maybe like working on a farm or construction. You know,
that's actually about probably 90% of the jobs around here in Alabama.
All right,
Joe.
I had D coordinator for Alabama.
Oh,
That's a
good one. Oh,
That's a hard job too.
I am shocked no one said stripping or being a prostitute.
I
I-
was going to say pole dancer. I was going to say it.
You see, Bruce,
I
Bruce did say I'd be handling packages, so I was like,
I thought about that as well. I thought about that as well. I kind of wanted to gauge this first round to see how far we could push this.
Look at this. My own chat is turned on me. Jeez.
All right, second question. Mark once missed a deadline. It wasn't his fault. He lost track of time watching YouTube videos about blank.
oh my.
Well, we already know he's already said he's never missed a deadline, but I guess so. Yeah.
This is a
What
fault.
if he missed a deadline?
This is Earth 2, Mark. Yeah.
Earth. Yeah, not Earth Prime.
Watching YouTube videos about. I'm trying to think what I watch YouTube videos about that's not comic related. That's a tough one.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make this something / something else, so it's giving you a better chance. But man, I hear a lot of markers on that thing, man. I don't know what y'all.
Somebody's writing an essay.
Somebody writing a lot.
Mine is simple. I'm playing the odds on mine. My answer. No, that would be Dom.
All right.
All right.
Hey, what do we got here?
All right, Mark, you got your answer?
Yeah.
I don't like my answer.
All right. So Mark once missed a deadline, which is never true. It wasn't his fault. He lost track of time watching YouTube videos about movies /
Movies and Star Wars.
I will take or Star Wars, either one.
Yeah,
Star
either
Wars
one.
is
All
like
right.
movies sometimes.
Ugh. Okay.
Dom, I'm hoping you feeling the vibe here, man.
All right. I said if he was watching videos on how many colors of blue he can make or Tom McFarlane.
Dude, I do watch Tom McFarlane videos. If you look at my history, there's a lot of Tom McFarlane videos.
no,
Yeah,
but
right.
I didn't put it there.
what the question was, Brucifer, not anything about comics, anything
Okay.
about Fallen, anything about.
Don't question my answers.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Man, do what you do over there. Come on.
I am.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Styx, where's your turn?
All right. I took some of our conversation and I kind of went with it. I said Mark was watching YouTube videos about proper packaging techniques.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're very concerned about Mark's packaging.
Bruce
Wow.
and him are really concerned about my package.
Very concerned.
Make sure those packages are handled correctly.
Yes.
All right. I played the odds, and I cannot believe that Mark may be the only person on YouTube that doesn't watch videos about cats. I thought everybody watched cat videos.
I have a dog. I haven't had a cat in years. Hey, is that shirt say "Stay Golden"? Is that all it says, or does it say "Stay Golden"? What
No,
they
just
missed
Stay Golden.
opportunity to put it
Yeah.
should
You
say "Stay
could have
Golden."
Pony Boy on there.
Yeah,
Pony Boy.
Yeah.
Big old
Stay
pony.
No,
Golden,
boy.
boy.
Here we go.
Well, listen, hey, I did this. Something about 80s nostalgia.
Well,
Doesn't
hey, Star
count.
Wars and
Doesn't
movies
count.
go in there.
I
right.
will give you a half point on that.
That-
That's
Uh-oh.
the point. Damn it.
There goes your lead,
You
Jedi.
actually know,
There
I've
goes-
been watching this thing on YouTube lately. It's called like Christmas in 80 whatever. Like it'll be 87.
Oh, I love
It'll be
those.
86.
Oh, I was watching. I've been watching those.
Yeah, it'll show you all the commercials, all the
nice.
TV shows that had specials. I love them.
Yeah.
So I do watch. So really, the McFarlane and that I do watch both of them. Y'all got me.
Styx and I were on the same page
Heh.
because Mark is always working. So I said comic packaging and shipping.
No, I hate shipping, so I never would watch it.
Yeah. I have a YouTube channel that I watch now. I live up north here, and I'm like 3 hours away from
What,
Canada.
the knitting channel?
No, not the not the knitting channel.
You know how to crochet now?
Yeah, it's knit one, pull two. Yeah. So they have a YouTube channel for what's called Retro Ontario. They play old Canadian TV shows and commercials and
So
Suck it down.
Degrassi, it's all just Degrassi High for
Degrassi
so Degrassi High
4
and
hours a day.
Sweet Valley and the Odyssey with Ryan Reynolds. So
And
Jeez.
and it's
I'm
peppered
sorry
with
you watched
some
that.
Dom
I'm
Dom
sorry.
Cherry talking about the hockey.
Mr. Dress Up and all that good stuff. All
All right,
that good
third
Canadian
question.
stuff. Mama Bear knows what I'm talking about.
Third
Right.
question. Mark's creative process involves 3 steps: brainstorming, drawing, and blank.
Oh, what is that last one?
Brainstorming, drawing, and blank.
Let me think.
Can't believe Mark's actually making me
I
write.
love this one, having his wife tell him how bad it is.
I can't believe I actually had to write what I wrote on this thing just because I'm trying to match Mark, what I think Mark is saying. But
Man, see, I don't know. I'm trying to match you guys. I can't figure out what I might say. Brainstorming, drawing, and all right, I got it. Y'all done?
all right, here we go.
Yep.
Everybody
done.
done?
Yep.
I'll make sure y'all ain't gonna. Styx is still writing, man. He's gonna change his answer. Look at that.
All right, I'm done. Pen down.
See,
Pen down. Pen down.
Six always
Fine.
cheats.
Styx's defense, he has a quill and has to dip it in ink every time. So
I went simple, and maybe what do you? There's possible one of you got it this time.
Oh God.
No, it said
Coloring?
drawing.
Okay.
and-
He went
All
practical.
right,
He went
all right.
practical.
All right. I didn't get it. I'll put it that way. I can't speak for everybody
All
else.
I said, what was it? Drawing, blah, blah, blah. I put
Brainstorming,
Dorito.
drawing, and Doritos.
Doritos.
I do like me some
Come on.
Doritos. I do like some Doritos.
Next, Jedi. Oh, Styx.
Oh, that sticks
Yeah.
it next. All right,
Yeah, I'm next. So yeah, I guess I'm just working off our chat. So I said you're working on time travel concepts because there's just not enough time.
That's
What the
that,
hell,
that's not
Styx?
bad.
You're really pushing this Doctor Who tonight.
Doctor,
he's trying to subliminally
He's really
plant that
trying.
Doctor Who cover in your head.
I cannot believe that I'm about to show what I wrote, Mark. Just because I know Mark's from Alabama, and my three favorite college football teams are Texas A&M, the Naval Academy, and whoever's playing Alabama.
oh,
So,
Wow.
I said brainstorming, drawing, and roll tide.
oh, that's not bad. I mean, I'm a big Alabama fan, man.
Well, you know what? Listen, all that work, you need some time for some napping, man. Come on.
I do take me some naps.
He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning and starts posting in Discord.
Yes. I'm going to bed when people are getting up already going to work.
And that's why I said Coffee, because half the time I see Mark posting something or writing something, it's in the middle of the damn night.
Yeah, that's very true. Man, you're right. We ain't gonna have one of these match.
All right, next. Mark has a secret superstition before every deadline that involves blank and a can of blank.
Oh my goodness. Blank and a can of man, there is no way y'all would match this. Involves oh yeah, we got some music.
As I mean,
I
yeah.
love it.
Oh yeah.
Welcome
All right,
to the Midnight Storm.
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of
What's
those
up?
old 1-900 number chat room
Yeah.
commercials
What's up?
from the 80s.
What's up, Mama Bear?
For pleasure, hit
Hey,
3.
hey.
For pain, hit 3. All right.
I'm shit out of luck on this one too. I already know, but
I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe
Yeah,
I might get a
I think
0.5. I'm thinking I might get a 0.5 if Mark
I don't know.
follows.
Oh,
Taking cheese whiz.
I have no
All right. Well, time out, everybody. Mark, you got to explain that answer. What the
I
hell
just
is
thought,
going on there?
the first words that popped up into my head was I
that's what
said,
I did
okay,
too.
cheese whiz is a can. And then I thought, what would be weird to go with cheese whiz? And I went, how about duct tape?
Duct tape goes with everything. It's never a bad time for duct tape.
You can't fix a ducket, so
They what was it? One of my friends one time would always go into like Walmart and go check out with have someone check him out, and he would have like duct tape and like what was rope and other things like zip ties and all this kind of stuff, and he said, I'm just going to go up there and freak out whoever's checking me out, and he would do that kind of stuff.
Mark has a secret superstition before every deadline that involves blank and a can of blank. I put porn and pop.
Man, that's a lot
It's a
better.
winning, it's a winning combination.
Porn and pop.
oh god.
What?
The 2 P's.
2 P's. Porn and
Yeah.
pop.
No.
Poo.
Yeah.
Styx.
Well, this was a hard one. I didn't know. I wasn't going with our conversation, so I went with you have a thing with slices of pepperoni and a good can of tab.
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 It is an 80s drink.
It is an 80s drink.
Oh, jeez.
So I screwed up my own question here. When I was writing it, I realized I put an answer down, and then I realized, went back and read my question again, and see it says a can of blank. I initially said his lucky Star Wars drawers, and lightsaber battling with his son, but I realized I had to change it. Lightsaber battles. And but then I changed it because it's a can of blank, so I had to go back and fix it. And I remember he's from Alabama, that's the South, but I know he doesn't eat these out of a can. I said black eyed peas. I screwed that one up, fellas.
You did.
Wow.
Get Jedi out of here.
Come on. Black eyed peas out of a can.
I might have to
Jedi?
take
Come
away that
on.
half point you got earlier.
You aren't cooking your beans
Hey,
for
listen,
an hour and
you
a
need a
half.
good
they're
can
not
of
good.
boiled peanuts. Boiled peanuts from South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Can't
I love
whip
boiled
ass.
peanuts. Yeah. Anyway, I was saying walking under a ladder, having a black cat walk across his path, pitch of salt over the shoulder, and a good beer.
That's not bad. It is superstition.
Yep.
That's a lot right there.
Did you just read the question?
Yes, I did. A superstition.
I just said Tabasco and a can of Denny Moore chicken
You
and
said
dumplings.
freaking corn and pop.
Because there's never a bad time for Denny Moore chicken and dumplings.
Hey,
I'm sorry. There's never a
We've
bad time.
hopped off the rails.
That's what the commercial says.
I really want to move to the next question. I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah.
You should be. Black Eyed Peas.
All right. I
Ain't no black
said
eyed peas,
I
Pepe.
admitted that you know, you don't do that. All right. Mark admits that his weirdest source of inspiration was from a dream about blank. His weirdest source of inspiration was a dream about blank.
Oh my goodness. I do get inspiration from dreams sometimes. It's kind of odd. My dream.
All right. I'm probably the first one done. That one. I did that too quick.
I'm trying to think of something from the 80s.
Can I use porn and pop for this one?
Damn.
A dream about.
I'm locked in.
What's that, moonshine?
I don't have to dream about moonshine.
Two bologna sandwiches fighting.
I live in the Appalachians. I don't have to dream about it.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
Yep.
Oh.
No.
Come on.
Now
That
Styx
is a
will
weird-
leave and go change his pants. Look at what you
That
got.
is a weird source.
Somebody get Styx some Kleenex, please. Kleenex.
I don't
He made
know.
Styx's Christmas. It's like Tiny Tim. He's going to drop that
Oh,
crutch and
my
run
Merry,
around the
Merry
room now.
Christmas.
God bless us, everyone.
I said he got inspiration dreaming about making
Wait.
out with
What
Glenda
was,
the Good
what was his
Witch and her
answer?
twin
What was his
sister.
answer again? Oh, yeah, Doctor Who.
Oh, that's a good
Making
one.
out with Glenda the Good Witch and her twin sister.
That's a lot better than Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Come on.
Oh, if you like that, you're going to love mine.
Did you get Doctor Who Styx?
Are
Time
you
Lord?
okay, Styx?
The one time. The one
Just trying
time.
to catch
Styx
my breath.
doesn't.
The
one time
we
Styx
got
doesn't
to
say
see Styx's
Doctor Who.
bow face for a little bit.
That's
I'm
your
gonna have to call
vinegar
Uncle Jesse
face?
for that one. Ooh, baby.
That's my
Uh,
dream.
I had to pick something weird from the 80s. So I said you got some weird inspiration from the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, gee, that's a nightmare.
Oh, that's a good answer, Styx. That's a good answer, though. I still think it's hilarious the one time you don't say Doctor Who, though.
One time I don't say Doctor Who.
So my question, I don't. This isn't so much trying to match what Mark said, is as much as maybe me trying to plant an idea, a little inception for Mark. I said Princess Leia as Vampirella.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or
that would be a
Vampirella
nice
as
dream.
Slave Leia.
Maybe I'll dream about that tonight.
Yes. Love that.
And
love
then
that.
then do a cover about it.
I was saying, you're trapped in the movie Weird Science, creating a girl, man.
Dude, I used to dream of doing that back when I was
Oh.
watching the movie. I would ask my friends at school, I was like, you think that's possible? Can we do that? Is there a computer out there that'll do that for us?
And that's why you
There
love
is
the
now.
bride so much.
There is now.
There is now.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Science
I
is caught
said,
up to weird science.
Aaron Gray and Heather Locklear, Jello fighting / wrestling.
Oh,
Wow.
man, those
Love
are
it.
better dreams than I've ever had in my life.
Speaking of making a woman,
Buck Rogers, what was her name?
Ooh. Aaron Gray. Aaron Gray.
Yeah.
Hey, and Joe was underneath the blanket with that one, just hanging out.
Man,
Hey, I just watched a movie called Subservience on Netflix. That's talking about making women. And
that was such a bad movie with toe thumbs.
It wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a good movie.
Toe thumbs. What's her name? Megan Fox.
Yeah, toe thumbs. Yeah, it had that one scene in it. Though. Not a bad scene. All right. Next question. I think this might be the last question. I can't remember.
Good.
I think this is the last one.
The craziest part of that
Marcus.
movie, Jedi, was the fact that she had some UV light in her mouth to clean her mouth. She's a robot.
Yeah.
That was a weird movie.
Well, as it turns out, she might need that mouth clean. Yeah. Mark's office is so messy.
This is very true.
Mark's office is so messy, you're likely to trip over a pile of blank.
You really can probably see how messy. So maybe that gave away what my answer's about to be.
Oh,
I got mine. Half-eaten cheesesteaks. No, they wouldn't be half-eaten. I'd eat that or throw it away.
don't waste those cheesesteaks.
Joe, if that girl ever writes me and says I need Joe's number, I'm gonna say no. He doesn't like your phone. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm happily married.
All right. Let's put this thing to bed. Mark, what you got?
Ready? There might be one of y'all might get this one. No? Oh, I'm just
I don't know. What's in the boxes?
Okay. Okay, let's go with that.
What do comic books go in?
Okay. All right.
Oh, come on. Ooh.
It is a
I
comic.
went simple this time. I just said bags and boards.
Well, they are bagged and boarded comics.
Oh,
so
here we go. I get a point.
I say you get the point.
That's a half a point.
Come on.
That's a quarter of
that's
one.
a 1/4 of a point.
I thought we were friends.
All fair.
I said you're going to trip over a good pile of some socks and shoes.
No.
Styx, do you know how to play this game?
Styx is playing a totally different game, guys.
He is.
I
playing a game for next week.
I sold out a little bit here. I gave up. I'm competitive. I admit it. I gave up trying to be funny. I wanted to win. I want to win. I said comics.
See, it's comics.
Well,
come on, Dom.
I said old drawings.
What?
Comics are old drawings.
A lot
Get out of here with that.
pile of drawings that you had on the side that you kept going.
You think he's gonna have his drawings on the floor? What are you, a slob over there, Dom? Get out of here.
No, but our boxes is just on the side.
I was just hungry. I just said Slim Jims.
And that's still better than Christopher's pocket.
After the real Slim Jims.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do quick pickups?
I think I won, though, right? I think I won.
Yeah.
Jedi, you had a point and a half.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
That's a half point better than usual.
Or
suck it, Canada.
I think let's fly through the last old segment here.
Okay.
So we have our some of our favorites of 2024, a little year retrospective. So I asked the guys just to kind of put together, a few slides of whatever topic per slide of what they kind of enjoyed. And as always, Styx
horrible.
As always,
Styx down here
because it's a long beard.
That's weird. Okay.
All the way there.
Don't you understand comical humor?
It's like, who the hell is that?
It's gag
I thought
humor.
that was
Come
your
on.
pubes for a
Get
second.
in the box.
No. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not totally Silver Fox yet.
I thought that was part of Dom. I was like, manscape a little bit there, Dom. Come on.
It's a beard working its way all the way
Oh,
there.
Manscaped. I'm from New York. We don't do that here at the end of the day.
Oh, natural.
So
Don't be jealous, man. Don't be jealous at all, man.
All right.
I started off with I love me some Red Sonja. So my favorite Red Sonja of 2024. Middleton was doing a ton of great covers on Empire of the Damned, which were some great fun Red Sonja covers. Penosian this year destroyed it on Savage Red Sonja. All of his covers were just insane fire. And last but not least, I believe this was the Stan Yak exclusive of Red Sonja as well. It's hard for me to have a bad Red Sonja cover, but there was just a lot of good ones this year. My favorite reads of this year, Grommets, which was just a fun throwback to the skating culture of the 80s and being a kid. Just hit the feels. Conan this year was a killer. Titan brought back Conan wonderfully. Jim Zub is doing a killer job on Conan, and all the stories have been great. And of course, Mark, Monsters has been a great read as well. And it's awesome. There's very few books nowadays that keep me want to continually read a series because the big ones have kind of let me down with a lot of those continuing stories. So most of what I read is indie stuff. So I love getting into a story and it wanting me to buy a comic book to read a story as opposed to just for the covers.
Oh, by the way,
Rooster left got absolutely none there.
Red Sonja cover this week, but it's not Red Sonja by herself. But I can't say it's a new series that's coming out, Red Sonja versus something. I can't say. Nick won't let me tell.
Oh, I think I know what series that is.
Can we guess?
Well, there you go.
I know what series that is, Mark, because I know which one's coming.
I did that cover. I loved it. It makes me want to do more Red Sonja because I just did that, and I thought, wow, I nailed it. I finally got a good Red Sonja.
Just say it's one of my favorite crossover series because it crosses over with a lot of things in the past, and they've always been fantastic. So,
good night, Ed. Good night.
Have a good one, Ed. Another artist that kind of popped on the scene this year, Ickpot. I love Ickpot. My favorite Ickpot covers this year. His Conan cover was still one of my favorite Conan covers this year.
Man, that's a cover.
Yeah, it was a Udon exclusive, and that was a peach. That's a peach of a cover, if there ever was one.
Is that Conan's handprint or is that someone else?
I'm hoping it's Conan's handprint.
Okay, because I would say whoever did that handprint's dead if it's not Conan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He had a lot of great Kickstarters that popped out this year as well. I summoned a demon, and she's kind of my type. Was just a fun, very good Ickpot cover, and another Udon exclusive because he does a lot of Street Fighter covers and stuff like that. Was this Dark Bride one? There was a white version of this as well, but the dark one sold out damn near immediately.
Is the I Summoned a Demon going to be in retail, or is he going to take that?
I don't think it is. I don't know how Red Sea operates. So many of the Kickstarters are so weird because you get it sponsored by a person, but then you have a publishing name associated with it sometimes.
Yeah, that is weird when they do that. Did he do the interiors or just the cover to that?
Just the cover on this.
Oh, okay. Well, then it might not be great. But dude, the name and that cover alone, both together, is just perfect, right?
Yeah.
I would pick that up in a comic book store. So that I'm shocked they didn't try to put it in a comic book store, but man, he's a great artist.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I like artists that pop up with unique stuff, and he definitely has a unique take on things.
And Mark, that Conan cover, the Frankenstein, the Bride, you could do something like that.
I wouldn't mind doing something like that. That, you know what it reminded me of? Like Frazetta. It just when some of his stuff. Sure. But the way he draws women is so interesting. It's almost like animation. Like Dragon. Remember that? What was it? Dragon's Lair back from the 80s. That video game. and Space Ace. You know how they made those women just amazing. It's
Space
like
Ace,
that, but on steroids.
Oh yeah,
So
everything's
I
super
wouldn't mind
exaggerated. And
maybe.
every year I can't help a Hard Case Crime, the stuff that Titan puts out through the Hard Case Crime label, especially the Gun Honey series, is always fantastic. They're fun reads as well. But Collision Course and Combustion this year, the Jasmine Darnell cover was still one of my favorite covers this year. She's a fantastic artist, and she doesn't do a ton of stuff. So anytime she has something out, I always grab it. Cedric Poulat has been just banging out covers this year as well, and I'm a sucker for a redhead. So like I said, Gun Honey this year has just been a winner. That last one over there was a second print, which they recolored up. And truthfully, the recolor on the second print was a lot more fun than the lifelike one on the first print of that. And of course, I have to have my favorite feat of 2024. Carla Cone, this Kickstarter took forever to fulfill. I mean, it was a good year plus in terms of fulfillment, but it did not let me down. Carla always does beautiful stuff. And this was one of my favorite Carla Cone covers this year. Reek, whenever Reek does any of the jury covers for Street Fighter, always get the feat. And
There's
that's
gonna be
always a
feat.
winner.
Yeah, this is a hardcover, right? That's a hardcover book.
Yeah, that is I believe, a hardcover. Yeah. And then there was a Kickstarter, Eye of the Jungle, and that's foot cover. That's all I gotta say.
That's Pornhub, man. That's what that is. Good God.
Well, there is the spicy version of this where that itty bitty bikini isn't there, but that was the true foot cover of the year there. So
that makes me think, seeing that Street Fighter swimsuit special. They used to do that back in the day, like the X-Men.
Oh yeah. Image had their own.
Wouldn't it be awesome to do a monster swimsuit special? Come out in the summer, and the bride is like really pissed, like they're like not wanting to pose for those things. They're like, that would be so hilarious.
That'd be funny. I would.
Dracula has to be under an umbrella.
Yes, and he's under an umbrella with
a parasol. I had to, like one of those
zinc covered in zinc.
Yeah.
Joe's got a new website, Only Feet. It's coming out.
Yeah.
So
Only Feet.
Yeah. All right. Next up on the list, Jedi. Your stuff.
It's no guesses here. My favorite Vampirella cover is the Poulat, the 616 comic, Vampirella 672. Actually, I beat the runners up here, which are Killer Comics with the Wheeljack and the EOM. Killer Comics, especially we've talked every show I think since NYCC about the Wheeljack, but I gotta admit, looking at I love this 672. I love obviously what's breaking through the door, but just the care and the fact that he wrote Vampirella backwards, in red rum fashion, I think is like awesome. I do like this version. It's the virgin version. It's not the black and white. This is my favorite version of that Poulat. So
I told Nick when he asked me to do a Vampirella cover, I said I can't because of that cover right there. I said you have nowhere to go now. That cover, when I saw that cover out there, and I knew the other one, like I know Love New York, but I was like, I've seen things like that before, but this one with the Shining homage, I said you can't top that. I said there's no way. What am I going to do? And dude, that is just perfection right there. That's one of my favorite covers of all time. No matter Vampirella or not, it's just perfect.
Yeah, I had to buy the whole set because I liked all three covers.
It's a great cover.
You got them in your bathroom right now, right?
Yeah, boy.
All right, You got control, Jedi?
Yeah, I'll take control. All right, so my favorite lyrics cover of 2024. Again, the runners up with the Harley and the married. Oh no, it's Black Cat, right?
Okay.
Those are good, especially the way lyrics. You know, her face, the way she draws faces, very anime style. I think is really. You know, it's cult. You know, people love it. You know, especially the younger generations that are more into anime. I think are drawn to that. And you see more of that anime facial technique, I think, in the two runners up than you do in the one that I chose as my favorite. But those curves, I could not get away from the tingle factor of the curves.
She does a lot of Kickstarters that are quite spicy.
Of the Rogue, so I went with Rogue.
Damn, Jedi, you get that feel like you're climbing up a rope in gym class. Can you?
Yeah, you know, everyone knows the tingle factor. Everyone knows it. We're all aware of it. So I went with X-Men 1, the KRS comic variant for the win for my lyrics. For Shikari, a lot of people that aren't familiar with Shikari mainly get him through, I guess, Kickstarter, and he is, I guess, commissioned to do a lot of stuff for companies. He's very, for those that don't know, very severe case of anxiety. You won't see him at any shows, so you won't see him any signed copies of anything. But so the runner-up, I really like the Flash. I really like the Lady Death. But someone mentioned it in the chat earlier. It might have been Tyson. You get a sexy Daphne, and you just say okay.
Yeah, I got a lot of Jinkies books. Let me just say that.
Yeah. As Joe knows, everybody knows, even though Brewster won't admit it, there are different layers of dress that come with these. So these are the nice, what they call the nice ones, but there are the risque, the not so nice ones out there as well. Joe has fully corrupted Jedi. Yeah.
Yes,
I don't travel in the same circles you travel in, Jedi.
Yes, you do. You just don't admit it.
You're actually worse.
I really like the Flash though too. The Flash was almost my pick, but Daphne. I mean, come on, Daphne. I think there may be an accompanying Thelma with this one too, but Daphne. Enough said. Okay. Shaggy. My favorite Leia cover of 2024. So there's two.
I buy so much Jinkies. I have a Jinkies lanyard. That's
oh yeah.
Jeez. The level
So my favorite Leia covers. There's two Tyndalls on here. There's the Tyndall. The runner-ups are Ali Garza, and the other one is Leia in the white. And then Tyndall is the Leia on the speeder bike.
Books.
But yeah, my favorite is the Sith Leia, Sith Slave Leia is my favorite. Jamie Tyndall, limited to 150. It's a Miss Meow book, basically, for the meat of it. There is a nice Leia too, but the Sith Leia is the bomb.
Like all Star Wars, the bad guys are the best.
Of course. But give me a sexy Sith. That's all I ask. You know?
Not happening, Dom. Not happening.
Give me Dark Talon, man. Dark Talon will blow up the screens, man.
You see what you started, Jedi?
What? So, Dom,
all right.
So, Dom, you would take a sexy Boba Fett?
You know what? Let me tell you something. All kidding aside, no.
I have a sexy Boba Fett, Dom. I have a sexy Boba Fett. I'll show you.
I like that, but I want a Sith like Dark Talon, the Twi'lek, with all the tattoos and just there and can't go wrong with that, man.
Right.
Hopefully one day we'll get it on screen. Maybe.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
All right, moving on. My favorite Ghost Rider, another one on my collection.
Are they still using that cover?
Which one?
The
Perillo?
Yeah, they just keep adding different a hood.
I didn't see it until this
couple of years.
Yeah, this one, I guess they threw a gauntlet on his arms.
Yeah.
Just here, we threw it out there again. This one obviously I Ghost Rider. I collect Ghost Rider. This was my favorite. Not a whole lot of Ghost Rider out there, to be honest with you, that really caught my attention. But
Brillo had a good year all around.
Brillo had a really good year. Yeah. Shoot. And now I'm having a brain fart about the other two. Shoot. I can't remember who they were.
Well, one of those is Capullo.
Capullo. Yeah, Capullo is the one where he's surfing on the motorcycle, and I can't remember who the other one is. But yeah, I have all three. That version of the Perillo came in trade, paper, and foil. I have all three that I picked up signed. I didn't meet him, obviously. I just picked them up signed because I just like that cover. And Harley Quinn covers of the year.
Thank you for not choosing that god awful one that Bruce loves so much. That's
hell no.
That is art. I would frame that
Fuamura cover, and I love Fuamura. He's amazing artist.
The composure of the lighting and the shadows and the depth of that cover is just pure art. Thank you very much.
It is.
No questions asked.
It's art. All right.
I don't like to speak ill of anybody, but and I won't, because I'm sure that he has some great covers out there, but that ain't one of them. Derek Chew won. My runners up were I know the one is Tyler Kirkham. I can't remember who the other one is.
The other one's Dan Mora.
Dan Mora. Yeah, okay.
Dan Mora's a champ, man. That guy just bangs out killer covers, killer interiors.
Baseball, bubblegum, and Harley Quinn. I mean, there you go, right there. The Dan Chew, actually, the Derek Chew was my favorite. It's just an all-around great cover. It's Chew
draws my favorite Barbarella. He gives Barbarella a little more meat than most people give Barbarella.
I will say, obviously, like any other year, we get a whole lot of Harley Quinn. The Harley Quinn, Tyler Kirkham, even though we've seen the battle damage covers done to death, and a lot of them are Tyler Kirkham's, because that's kind of his thing, like JTC does negative space, etc. The battle damage is kind of Tyler Kirkham's thing. So I can understand why people would get tired of it. Even I got a little tired of it, but I think it just works really well for Harley Quinn on this cover. So it's just a banger cover.
Love sitting on her balls. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And I don't. Oh, okay. So this is my favorite remark. I threw this in. This is my favorite remark. Let's see here.
Damn. Really?
So I had to. This is Alan. So the comic is actually 2022, but Ali Garza did this remark this year. It was on Whatnot. I watched him do it, and I had to have it. I saw it. I had to have it. Obviously, I had to cover up the dirtiest part of it, because if you're familiar with the boys, you know what's going on in this picture. But it's just
very vascular.
It is.
I like to print that with Dom's head on it, though. That would make it for the year.
I hit when I thought about putting this up there, I said I need something kind of funny. I want to throw this up there because I've been waiting to show this off. I've been waiting to show this off, but I didn't know exactly how to do it, because in pickups, So I said I want to put it in the slide as my final slide. So I DM'd Joe, and I said, "Hey man, give me that headshot of Dom." And that's it.
I bet you were clicking it on and off and saying, "That's just weird. It looks the same, no matter if I have it on there."
Jesus Christ! You see what I go through?
That's wonderful. Next up was Styx, who never understands the assignment, but does his best.
60 years of Dr. Who covers.
Yeah, so So I just picked like some what my favorite stuff was this year. So this year we had a brand new Doctor this year, and Shooty got one. So I picked the new series of Doctor Who this year that came out, and then Christmas special was on Monday on Disney Plus. If you care to watch that, that's one of my favorites this year. A good new Doctor Who series. Hell yes, I enjoyed it.
That's it.
Nope. What else did I pick? Then my two.
He's going to give us 75 slides of Doctor Who. That's why.
No, there's only 3. There's only 3 slides.
I only did 3 slides. So I did my favorite pickups this year. Where I was picking up my Mudmen that Jedi loves, and my Doctor Who and the Dalek books. I got about, what have I got? 6 copies of that now, and almost. I just bought another one of those Mudmen today.
Freaking Styx lays down.
Mark, are you aware of this guy's? Are you aware of Styx's obsession with these Mudmen? Are you aware? I mean, it doesn't matter if they're packaged, if they're loose, if they're missing an arm. He's going to buy them.
Mark, he lays down. I
wish he would have done 60 slides and just keep going through them and just have y'all in tears. That would have been hilarious.
I'd have been like,
just one slide of every one of the doctors.
Yes, like this one is taken back from 1987. This was my favorite of that year. And then go the next one. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, he likes laying on the floor in his underwear with the Mudmen around him. That's what he does.
I got 1.
Oh, he does. How many do you own, Styx?
I keep telling him to submit them to Guinness, but he won't do it. I think he has a world record.
He's trying to find everywhere to go.
What the hell?
Yo, my man, come on.
We're going to find you a nice 12-step program.
You're cut off.
For Mudmen.
I got another one of those.
And that's not even the loose ones. He's got like 30 loose ones.
Oh, no, I got like 30 loose ones. And I got some 2 packs.
Hey, some people like knockers, some people like ass. He likes Mudmen. So there you go.
Thanks, Tom.
You got it.
Oh, my goodness.
And then what was my last slide? I had Ben Styx. Good luck with that.
Oh.
And then for my last slide for the favorites this year, I couldn't find one of my with all of us in it, but going to Baltimore and actually meeting up with some of you guys. Getting to meet you and
behind the table with the beard.
Oh, well, that's our buddy Justin.
Oh no, I'm talking about the other little kid.
He's talking about the other
kid. That's the girl next to. That was the girl that was next to us.
He's talking about Pete.
Oh, he's talking about
Pete. Well, Pete has a damn.
He doesn't even understand the assignment midway through the assignment.
You got to be so totally behind it. Why is he behind it? Come on.
Yeah. So that really is my highlight of the year.
Yeah, lips on.
Getting together and meeting up with you guys, Joe, Dom, Bruce, Pete.
Definitely
everybody. So
Bruce,
there you go. That's those are my slides.
All right. I did of course I did my favorite DC covers that I bought this year. Sorry about that. Oops.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. We got Zatanna bring down the house number 3, the 1 in 25 Lotte. Zatanna bring down the house number 2, the 1 in 25 Frizen. Power Girl 6, the 1 in 25 Panosian.
I'm still sore at DC for the way they handled that Zatanna series, because they did these 1 in 25s.
Yeah.
Where that Frizen cover you could get in a trade dress, and it was a minimal trade dress. And then they did a 1 in 25 with a smaller minimal trade dress. Yeah. It was. I always hate when they do that, because it was one thing if you had a huge trade dress over it, but the
one thing about that is the ratios were very cheap on that book.
Not if you pre-ordered.
Sorry about that. Then we have Harley Quinn number 38, the Souza Micah, Superman 20, the Panosian variant. Catwoman 64, the 1 in 25 Lyrics Lee.
Okay.
That Panosian, that Superman 20 Panosian is my favorite Panosian of the year.
Yeah, it is a good one.
That Lyrics is
not
great.
My favorite
like
Panosian of the year, but that's a good one.
Yeah, I know which one you like.
I like the Power Girl one. That's still one of my favorites.
Then we have Trinity Special World's Finest number 1, the 1 in 50 Sawis, Nightwing 113, Acuna variant. Disco Nightwing. Oh, World's Finest 2024 annual Mark Spears variant. My very first buy this year, actually. Yeah. Back in January when this came out.
Yeah, that was my first DC work published.
Nice.
It came out. Man, what a way that's how I started 2024.
It's been a hell of a year, man.
Yeah.
I never thought it would end this way. Yeah.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that one book would have started me with a short box of Mark Spears covers?
Not me, because the next thing came out was the Brainiac female, which was okay Brainiac cover, but that was a weird cover to do as a incentive because for people, because that should have been a regular cover. And then what started it all after that, when Lobo got me some little bit of recognition, right? It got me out there just a little bit. And after that, then of course Monsters. So
good stuff.
It's crazy.
Christopher, really quick. My wife saw the trailer. Superman?
Yeah.
She liked it.
Of course she liked it. It was a great trailer.
And she even said what I said. It has a touch of Superman 78 in it. There you go.
The old Christopher Reeve Superman a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. We got Action Comics 1074, the 1 in 25, Mark Spears. Harley Quinn 37, the 1 in 50, Fumara.
There's your ugly eye. You love
that.
Ugly
This is my favorite Fumara. This is the way Harley's envisioned. This is the way she is inside her soul.
No.
Detective Comics 1086, the 1 in 25, Fumara.
Where's her soul? In a dustbin?
Harley should always be sexy.
I love that. I love that Supergirl and Superman cover. The blues are just amazing on that cover.
Wow, I'm shocked you liked it. I was kind of ashamed of it, and I didn't post it anywhere. Because here's what happened. I did that when it was hard for me when I started that in 23. When I started working there, I did like 3 covers. That was the last one of that series that they wanted me to do. And I was changing Superman's look a little bit. So if you look at that one versus like the World's Finest, he looks a little bit different. Because I was trying to, they kept saying he looks too old. Like I would thin out his wrinkles, but they'd say still he needs to be 30, not 39 or 35. So that was the start of my new Superman. But when I got it done, I said, "Oh man, I don't know if people will like this. It almost looks too 3D, and I didn't know if it would be good or not." And honestly, surprisingly people liked it, and so I like it. It's just I didn't know people would like it. So that's great. I'm honored that it's on your list, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Then we have. DC How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days, the 1 in 25 win incentive. Absolute Wonder Woman #1 and 1 in 25 Panosian. Kneel Before Zod #4, Mark Spears variant.
God, if we only could have had you do the interiors for that Kneel Before Zod book, that would have been so much better. The interiors were so bad.
Yeah. I hate drawing that suit though, man. Whoever designed some of these superhero suits, I'll just go on record. They're crazy. Because they design them to where they go, look, I'm going to design this thing. I'm going to put so many parts in it, and I'll never have to do it again. And that's what they do.
Well, it's like they designed it so they can make figures afterwards, you know?
Dude, that suit was the worst suit ever to draw because there's so many parts on it. So I was thinking, okay, as long as I never have to draw Zod ever again in this, it's fine. But if I would have had to do it again, I just would have turned it down because that suit took me probably 3 weeks. It's just horrible. The intricate, because I mean, you have to, if you zoom up, which I didn't realize when you print it, you won't see all that detail. But I added so much detail to that suit because I saw other people having that much detail on it. And I said, oh, I guess this is how it's got to be. But I hated that suit. I love Zod. I love the symbol and everything. It was the metal on that suit was crazy. Man, Dan's had a great year though. Everybody was saying he's just and you know he's been around so long.
His work has really progressed and elevated over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
beautiful work.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing some great covers.
And finally, we have Absolute Batman, the New York City Fernandez variant. Harley Quinn 39, the 1 in 50 Lee incentive, and Action Comics 1066, the 1 in 25 Mark Spears incentive. I don't care what Pete says. about it looking like a troll.
Yeah,
Like a troll. And as you can see, it was graded a long time ago before PVC problems.
Honestly, if you think about covers that started my career, was really that one. Like I said, that got me attention. And then after that, the monsters got me the rest of the attention. So it was that was huge. It's a big cover for me.
Yep.
Then the Absolute Batman. So that's two. So Barbarella did it, and then they did a homage to of the what is it?
Oh, there's so many Akira homages out there. I have Boom has a series or a new series called Sir. There's an Akira homage in that.
There's Darkwing Duck this year.
I actually have a Boba Fett shirt and a Daryl Dixon Walking Dead shirt that homage this cover, which is kind of crazy.
I'm gonna have to homage that just so I can show them up.
There you go.
So I'll have to do it eventually.
Motorcycles always look cool.
How about the bride walking to a motorcycle with the wolf slumped over dead?
How about Sideboard 6000 doing it, walking to the bike.
That would be cool. I'll have to figure out something. I'm gonna have to homage it eventually because that was a huge thing growing up, right?
Yeah.
That iconic image.
Mm. Or you could do my favorite character, Slayer.
Yeah,
Slayer walking toward a motorcycle would be awesome too. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the cave and everything.
What's in the glass? There's something in that glass. Is that an Easter egg?
It's a little alien.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trapped.
Yeah, at first when I was looking at it, I was like, is that one of those glasses where you put in the cold beverage and the shirt comes, the clothes come
I know, the boobies. I thought it was boobies.
Freaky freezers.
Those are great. That's good stuff. That was good to hear.
I will say this about the Harley Quinn by Lee. I like the cover, but to me, and for some reason, I always look for this. I don't know why, I do know why, because it's Harley Quinn. The Harley Quinn's got to have the pink and the purple or blue highlights in her hair somewhere, or else it's not Harley Quinn to me.
No.
I dug it. This was hot. This was hot at first, and then it cooled off really fast.
Yeah.
But it was still fun.
I think
it was a different Harley cover, which was fun.
Yeah.
And different in a fun way, not as scary.
Other than that, I love this cover.
Anymore.
Other than that, I love it. I need those tints.
Yep. So I think maybe I should do the giveaway.
Tip.
Yeah,
doing the giveaway.
Yeah,
Doing the giveaway back to back to back to back. So
that's a good way to close the show, is to have some giveaways.
So
thanks for sticking with us.
Please.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Please be in the chat to win. If you're not here, moving on. So #Wolf. Let's go. Let's see.
Run
it.
Let's go.
You haven't been in by now?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Where are the books? Did I lose the books? Oh,
You lost
right
them.
Oh, God.
Awesome.
here. All right. It's going to be 1 through 5.
Ooh.
So, 1 through 5. You get to pick a number. And the first person up, bam. Let's go. No one in Canada or Europe.
Robin Roberts.
Robin Robbins, are you here?
Yeah, they just put in Wolf, so they should be there.
Oh,
It should be there.
that's right.
Pick a number.
Pick a number, Robin.
Say 6.
Pick a number 1 through 5.
3.5.
0.
Minus
11 team.
Says 2.
2 versus
2.
Number 2.
Robin Wolf. All right. And number 2, 1, 2. Number 2 is Mark Spears, Red Sonja,
That's a
and
damn book.
Series 2 cards.
Nice.
That's good. I like that Sonya.
I
Like that
it.
Sonya.
Way
I
to
would
go,
collect
Rob.
Sonya too if there weren't
I
so
will-
damn many of them. And I already
Yeah.
collected them.
Stick around if you win so you can get my Instagram in a few minutes. Or Lisa, can you put my Instagram?
It's scrolling at the bottom there.
I have it scrolling at the bottom.
Okay.
Bruce.
Thank
Yep.
you. All right.
Hit Bruce up on Instagram.
Thank you. Next up, we have. Ooh. And the winner is JSS Brooklyn. Congrats.
You still here, JSS?
I think he's still.
JSS.
There.
Lucky number 5.
I think we're-
1, 3, 4, 5.
Lucky number
yeah,
5.
he's here. He was here not too long.
There we
He
go.
picked number
He's
3.
number 3.
Yeah, right. SS Brooklyn.
I would have took 5, but that's okay.
Number 3?
It's good to
You took
know.
number 3?
It's good to know.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
worried which number you would pick.
I know, right?
Hot off the presses, hot out the box. We have Return of the Living Dead. The More Brains.
It's out
That's
already.
the
I haven't
limited
even
edition.
seen it.
More Brains.
Wow.
Nice.
I got plenty more. Don't worry about this.
That one is that one limited to 250, I think?
I got Bruce for one for me too. That's great.
And this is number 8 of 250.
There you go.
Ooh, nice.
So are they only printing up
That's the
250 of those?
cola.
It's not going to be a regular cover? Or is it just the More Brains edition is the only
There's a
one?
regular cover, and then there's this one
Okay.
that you had to get
Yeah.
it directly from American Mythology.
Yeah, they're supposed to be sending me some. I don't think I got them yet. I don't. I got some I got boxes in my.
I got mine before you got yours.
Yeah, you got yours, dude. I don't even have my Thundercats Apex yet.
Jeez.
Oh damn!
He's getting
I'll send you one of
the
mine.
Mark gets the proofs. Don't you get like an artist proof or something for?
Oh, my old stuff or something, but no,
Yeah, for your own stuff. Okay.
For Dynamite and DC stuff. I wait till usually it's DC sends me stuff before it comes out. Spawn owes me about 3 or 4 covers. They never sent me anything on.
Bruce, you got my Return of the Living Dead cover, right? Coming soon.
Next time you talk to Todd, make sure you remind him.
Yeah.
I ordered that. I ordered those books weeks ago. I forgot about them until I opened the mail today. Let's see. Who's next? Next. The winner is DM Loy. Are you here?
I think
I haven't seen DM Loy in a while. Oh, he's right there.
Congrats.
Yeah, he said congrats at 12:07.
All right, DM, give me 1, 4, or 5.
He's taking 5.
There's
taking 5.
Right.
Smart man.
That's the one Dom wanted.
Did he just
Yes.
say 5?
Yep.
Spell's
Smart
really
man.
hung up on what number he is.
The Dom special right there.
What
What do you get?
3 packs of Monster
Ooh.
cards.
Ooh, hey, there you go.
Those cards are hard to get.
Yes, they are.
They are
Very hard to get.
not to
Yeah.
sell
3
out.
packs.
Yep.
3 packs.
Nice.
Spin that wheel.
Spin the wheel. Boy. All right.
I got him written down.
You got it.
Let's go.
Come on, Mama Bear Doll. Let them win. Or Lisa.
The winner is
Oh,
Zaggy.
left over.
Go in here,
Zaggy.
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 Are you here, Zaggy?
I think Zaggy's still here. I think he is. I think it's who's in the chat.
I don't know.
All of you.
I don't know.
Still hanging around, Zags?
Come on, Zaggy.
Come on, Zag. I know you.
You have 10 seconds to appear. Oh, there he is. No, that's not. No.
No, Lisa.
All right, we
BK's
got
just
10
mad
seconds.
Zaggy one.
10 seconds on the timer. Sorry,
10
Zaggy.
seconds.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
It's not work.
There
What do you
he
want, Zaggy? 1 or
That's number
4?
one.
He wants one. He wants
Just
one.
one.
Man, driving to work at 12 a.m. I feel for you, man.
All right.
Work
It's number
night
1.
shift, it was rough.
It's number 1.
I know it's. I hate working
And
night.
this is another Red Sonja with a monster pack.
Oh,
that's sweet.
Nice.
Nice.
That's the
Good
red
job,
Sonja
leftover.
that they told me I had to go back and add more chainmail because it was too revealing.
Ah.
There's no such thing on a red Sony as two revealing. That's
Who made
ridiculous.
me add more chainmail?
I don't know.
Fire whoever told you that.
I know it. That's
We only have
crazy.
number 4 left.
Who says those kind of things nowadays?
Now,
Last
nowadays,
one of
it'd
the
be like,
night.
that ain't revealing enough.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you erase a little bit?
And the last winner of the night is JL Rami. Are you here?
Spawn fan. You have 10 seconds.
I don't think I've seen him.
Not for a
He
while.
was here earlier.
Let me see. Let me
Yeah.
go back if I see him.
5, 4, 3, 1.
I'm not seeing him in the.
Oh,
All right, buddy.
Sorry, Rami.
Oh man, that was like that's a broad cover, ungraded
Yeah.
from the Kickstarter.
It's a slab.
And the next winner is Grumpy
Grumpy
G.
G.
Grumpy G been in it? He's been there. I haven't seen him.
Haven't seen him.
I saw him earlier.
Grumpy G.
And they're grumpy.
G, come on, Grumpy.
There's something in the
There he is.
chat.
There he is. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Number 4, Woot.
That is wonderful. It's wonderful when people are still hanging out at the time.
Thank you, everyone. And number 4 for Grumpy G. Hopefully, you see Mark at a con.
Canada.
or
You got to
a
ship to
store.
Canada.
You know what this is?
Oh.
Blank.
Nice.
Hard to come by. Nice.
Whoa.
Hi, zombie.
Do not bring that to me.
Now, is Grumpy in Canada?
He says he was.
Yeah, he's got it.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's going to
Grumpy.
the post still
He
down?
probably doesn't understand us. Eh?
oh, okay, here we go.
I
So,
was gonna say,
so
Grumpy,
yeah, I was gonna
Grumpy,
say
send that to
Grumpy-
CGC. Send it to
Send it to
CGC for a remark, Grumpy.
Yeah.
I would. Well, it's too late now.
The post is on strike still in
Oh, they closed already?
Canada.
I
You
was
might
gonna
not
say,
get-
maybe Grumpy might want to wait because their postal service is on strike.
Oh,
Up in
that's
Canada.
right.
Yeah.
Canada's
I can't ship to Canada anyway
Why?
because post is down.
He's on a list. You can't ship to Canada.
Oh, it's working again.
They're working again.
All right, good.
Okay.
Post is working. Yeah. Oh, cool.
There you go.
Well,
Well,
everybody hit me up on Kingdom of
I don't think I'm
Nerds
going to Can- I
underscore
don't think I'm
on
going to Canada
Instagram,
anytime soon.
please.
I might be going to We're supposed to go to Canada at the end of the next week, Friday next week. So. But
everyone.
I'm sorry, Ben.
No, I was just gonna say, if you like the show, please sub up at Rennavision, Bruce's channel, Kingdom of Nerds. Styx has a channel. I have a channel. I rarely post stuff, but I like to put some of the spotlights up there in nice, digestible little 3 or 4 minute segments to run through, look at some covers. If you like the show, we'd like give us a thumbs up if you liked it. That'd be nice. We appreciate it. Leave us any comments you like after the show as well in the YouTube comments. Prior to our show is always the CBSI Hot 10 at 9 with Pete. And when he decides that he's not too busy to let some of us in as well to do the Hot 10 on Fridays, followed by us at 9:30. SNS is off this week, right?
Yeah.
SNS is off this
Yeah.
week. Holiday break.
We're off this week for a holiday break. For all things Star Wars, Tales from the Dark Side, Sundays at 9:30. And then on Wednesdays, Marco, Pete, and Dub on the totally awesome, coolest show, which Bruce and Cliff were on this week. So it was a
That
fun,
was good.
exciting show.
That
It
was
was an
good.
interesting dynamic, let me say.
Mark,
Very much so.
thank you very much for being on the show and wasting your night to hang out with us.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Just
I'm
remind
sorry.
you,
I'm
you still got some days left on the Kickstarter for Monster and the Wolf. So please, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you right there. There's the URL as well. Mark's knocked it out of the park, but hey, there's still covers available. So get in while you can. And again,
if you search Kickstarter, he's got a couple covers for a couple of their Kickstarters, I think, still available too. So.
Yep. So Mark, we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Definitely, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Had a lot of fun.
Appreciate it, Mark.
This
Again,
is like
best of luck.
Christmas party for a comic book artist. This is how good this was. I enjoyed it, guys.
Anytime you want to come back to hang out, plug something, whatever, always an open invite.
Well, me and Dom, our new show called DeMark, it's going to be out in January. It's me and Dom talking about Boba Fett and how Boba Fett's better than everybody else.
That's right, man. You see, a man.
I told you, I'm rebranding that show. It's going to be called New York Slice and a Side of Grits. And it's going to be perfect.
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
But what we're going to do is he's going to try to talk in a Southern accent, and I'm going to try to talk in a New York accent.
I did
like Boba Fett. See?
Boba Fett. You have Boba Fett?
Yeah.
I'll start the show off with, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I would be like, how do you? I can't even do it in a New York accent. How do you say howdy in a New York accent? Say howdy, Dom. In New York.
Howdy.
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 How you doing?
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Forget about it. You know, this freaking tight t-shirt, tough Tony over here, man. Get the fuck in this Maloney over here.
Yeah, New York Slice. Kick his ass 3 times. That's it.
I kicked his ass by even just saying kicking his ass, man. He's done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mark's gonna have you walking through the streets of New York with a huge belt buckle and Wranglers.
Yeah.
Wranglers. Oh my
Yo,
God.
I'll wear a cowboy hat too.
Some plum smugglers.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Dom, next time
make our own TV series, man. That'd be awesome.
Dom, next time I'm in the city
with a cowboy hat, I'll go up to a girl and go, "How are you, little lady?" Because get out of here, creeper.
Dom, next time I'm in the city, I'll take you to Flaming Saddles.
That's okay. Okay. Hey, actually, there's a place in Greenwich Village called Boots and Saddles. There's a place for you right there.
Good times, good times. Well, again, Mark, we thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate everybody in the audience hanging out.
Thank you, man.
Good chat tonight. We appreciate your time. And again, best of luck, man. Yeah, I know you're going to be busy as hell over the next year.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's never a bad thing. No, we're happy for you. And like I said, again, always an open invite, buddy.
And let's, I can tell you this one thing again. If you get that call by Kirkman about the Zartan series, hit me up. Let me know. I'll be running the streets, man.
There you go.
Well, again, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. We will be back, I believe, next week. I think we'll have a little something for next week, and then we're gonna head on into 2025
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. This is the last show till Christmas. So.
Merry Christmas,
that's right.
everybody.
Yes, the next one
Santa
is
Claus
after.
treat you well.
Yes, so have a happy and safe holiday. Enjoy family and friends, and relax a little. That's what the holidays are for. Have a good one, everybody.
Good night.
The qualified.